So, hello everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I'm going to be doing the new moon in Taurus Love Yourself readings today. These are secret code name readings. So if you got one and you know what your secret code name is, that is your personal message for this new moon. For those of you who did not get one but resonate to one of the code names, there's probably a message in there for you. Okay. Always take them as they resonate for you. Today for this reading, for those of you not familiar with me or the channel, I have no filter. So if you have kids around or that's not your thing, I respect that, and you're always, given the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, we are going to be getting into this. Let me share this out to my Facebook family so they can find me, make sure everybody knows we are on. We are live. I do have a second device recording, so if for whatever reason YouTube's connection or anything skitzes out and it messes with the readings to where there's chunks missing or pieces missing, I do have a clean copy that's just recording on a camera so that I can reload it. Just know, guys, right now YouTube's actual man-powered review is down because of the pandemic going on. So I am going to do this in one huge live, because if I don't, it doesn't load for hours. The last time I loaded a 30-minute video, it took about 9 hours to process. This live is going to be around 4 hours, okay? So I don't want to do parts, because if I do parts, I would literally be waiting days before the first video processed in order to do the second one. So this is going to be one huge live. I don't know with the processing how readily it will be to replay. Okay, because on my end, I can't actually see it for replay until after it's done being reviewed. I don't know how that works for everybody else on the other side of things. If you could see it, replay it. I don't know if it'll skip or jump until it's done being reviewed. Like, I have no idea with everything going on, with the virus and COVID and all that. So, bear with if you're catching the replay, right? Bear with if you're catching the replay. Share this out to the Ascension team and the Greater Holistic Community group and the Intention Candle event group. All right. All the candles are doing excellent, by the way. For those of you who got these readings with an intention candle, they're all doing very well right now. I had to do was energetic surgery on a couple of them, but they're good now. They're going, so that's good. The code names for today and the order in which they will be read. We have Diamond Crane, Field of Blue Daisies, all about that bass, definitely got the ping for the song, Four-Leaf Clovers, Sherbert Sky, Golden Guitar, Mirror Lake, Blue Balloons, Swan Song, also got the ping for that song, The Roots Run Deep, Scales of Peace, Lily of the Valley, and Very Badass. So we have 13 of them. Typically, guys, I only do 10. I extended it 2, and as soon as I posted the sold out picture, no, not shitting you, someone had literally sent it through as I was posting it. So I have 13 13 code names for today. Again, the code names are Diamond Crane, Field of Blue Daisies, all about that bass, Four-Leaf Clover, Sherbert Sky, Golden Guitar, Mirror Lake, Blue Balloons, Swan Song, The Roots Run Deep, Scales of Peace, Lily of the Valley, and Very Badass. All right, so if you got one of those code names, you know the order in which they're being done. If you did not get one of those code names but resonated to one, you know which order they're being done. By the time this live is done, I will have all of the timestamps put in there in the description and in the comments so that you guys can go back and fast forward and stuff. If they're off, it's because of skips and glitches. Just let me know in the comments that that time was way off, and I'll go back and I'll make sure that I reload the clean copy with the correct timestamps. All right. Now, the way I've done these readings, the way I've picked the decks, I've got 6 decks all together. We're going to put you in divine conversation with yourself. Okay, divine conversation with yourself. Okay, this is a conversation between you and your higher self, and the you that is sitting there right now watching this. Okay, I have my truth cards. These are custom decks that I made. All right, my masculine and feminine duality decks. Like I said, conversation with yourself. I just had a card. Give me that card. Conversation with yourself. All right, so this is going to be the truth of the most pressing thought in your mind that is setting your manifestations. Okay, it's the big power player thought in your mind that is driving what is coming at you with this new moon, what's manifesting. So this is your most predominant thought. The second deck will be the truth in your heart space, and this is the emotion or the belief that is driving the thought. Okay, so if for whatever reason there's something that comes out in the mind space that's not where you want to manifest from, the heart space deck will tell you what it is that you're feeling that's creating that thought process. Okay, so this is to help you get in touch with yourself. Mind you, this deck was created originally as a twin flame deck for counterparts. So there are some sexy cards in here. I will translate their energy accordingly, okay? Some of you might be having strong fantasies and all that shit, but that is not the point if the truth is coming out necessarily in that way. So just be mindful. I'm gonna interpret them and intuit them the way that I feel is set for your reading. All right, then I'm going to pull from my Power of Love cards as Remember cards, my Archangel Oracle cards, in order to help you understand what Archangel is at your assistance right now, is of service to you right now, what message they bring forward. I'm also going to be using my Romance Angel cards, which I have written all over a bunch of these cards as a oneness reading, okay? So even though these are romance cards, this is to help you get back in touch loving yourself. And then I have my Universe Has Your Back deck, and that is going to be a simple truth for you to remember moving forward with all of this awareness, right? This divine conversation you're having with yourself in order to love yourself more and create more of what you want to experience in this life. All right, so this is a big new moon. It's the 444 portal with April 22nd, 2020, right? 444. They are angelically guided numbers. All right, when you're seeing 444 as a synchronicity moving forward, remember that these readings, these messages were given to you with a 444 synchronicity. So if you see those numbers, it's because you're being reminded of this specific message that you got for yourself. All right, with that said, we're going to get started. We're going to get started. All right, so we're starting with Diamond Crane, okay, code name, secret code name, Diamond Crane. We're going to start it at the 9-minute mark. All right, 9-minute mark. If you resonated to Diamond Crane, or if this is in fact your code name, let's see what the truth is that's resonating from the mind. Okay, what is going on in the mind? You may be aware of it, you may not be aware of it, but this is intended to be the driving thought in your mind. Okay, you're being too good to me. With the 6 of diamonds, what is the truth in the heart space that's driving that thought? You're being too good to me. I think the way I'm picking up on this card, just where the mind is. It's almost like you're accusing yourself of being selfish, or your mind is talking to you and wants you to understand how maybe certain behaviors that are manifesting your experience you're feeling selfish or stubborn in it, or stubborn in something that's self-serving, but it's of the mind, right? It's of the egoic mind. What's the heart space that's driving it, please, Spirit? What is the truth in the heart space that's driving that thought, that's manifesting the reality? Because the heart's the driver. Don't get it twisted. The mind makes the choices, but the heart's the driver. What is it? What's the emotion or the background that's driving that thought? I got 2. You don't deserve to talk to me in the heart space until I feel safe. I can't give you what you want. All right, listen. Jack of Diamonds and Jack of Spades. With these cards, with the Jack of Spades specifically, you're not actually listening to your heart. It's almost like you think you're giving yourself what you want. You think you're choosing what you want. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't feel good, because you're not talking to your heart, you don't actually feel safe trusting yourself with something different. It's stubborn with the diamonds, with the double diamonds and the swords. It's sandwiching the mind. It's almost, because I'm picking up on Tarian energy. Not wanting to accept certain truths. And you need to have that conversation with yourself, because, you know, as much as we want to maintain certain things sometimes, and we feel like it's the best, doesn't necessarily mean it is the best. If there's something that could feel better that you're just not allowing to experience or allowing to be had, it's like settling for where you're at right now because it's good enough, but there could be better, and you're not pushing yourself to be better to yourself. See, you're of this mind of you're being too good to you, you're being super selfish, and it feels good, but at the end of the day, it's like, even though that choice itself, you know, mentally feels good, in your heart space here it doesn't. And it's like your heart knows you could be doing better, living better, experiencing better, whatever that is, and not wanting to make concessions because you already feel like you don't deserve it. You feel like you don't deserve it, or you don't feel safe in actually going after what it is you truly want to feel in your heart space. And your mind is telling you that you don't necessarily deserve better. And so when you get into the nooks and crannies of the deep, dark depths of yourself, you have to ask yourself, if you're really not actually happy and experiencing joy, why don't you deserve or feel safe in creating an experience that brings you joy? Okay. With that, let's get into the oracle cards. Remember deck. Here we go. What does Spirit want you to remember to help you love yourself more? What does Spirit want you to remember? Gratitude. Okay. Gratitude. It says, you fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. We're all met with challenges. If your mind is telling you it's safer to not deserve because it's avoiding a challenge to you, be really grateful for the challenge that you have gotten through, whatever that invaluable lesson was, that maybe there is nothing more important than your joy. And it's not about what else is dependent on you, around you, in any which way, shape, or form. It's understanding that your value is priceless. The way you feel is priceless, and you deserve to feel joy. okay? And to have gratitude for whatever challenge you're being presented with to get through, because on the other side is joy. All right? What archangel is supporting you in service to you right now, and with what message would they like to bring? If you resonated with codename Diamond Crane, that's your reading. Nurture. Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of communication and truth. All right. So if Archangel Gabriel is coming in to help communicate this kind of truth to you, to nurture yourself, it says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child, for both activities are important for you right now. When you don't nurture your own inner child, it becomes very difficult to actually nurture other children in your space, in your life, that are important to you in the way that is actually best suited for the soul growth. There's what we think in the mind we are meant to do to support, and then there's what we know and sense is in the heart that we don't understand how it's supporting or nurturing of them. But it is. It teaches them, and it teaches them a priceless lesson. Right? It teaches them a priceless lesson. It doesn't teach them what everybody else is teaching them. It's teaching them something different. And so you're being challenged to do something different, to nurture yourself, holding gratitude for the changes that would obviously ensue, so that you can get what you deserve, and likewise teach others and ripple to them the lesson, the priceless lesson of being the creator in your own experience in order to manifest what you deserve. All right? Let go of control issues. Trust the universe doesn't make mistakes. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. What is meant to be is meant to be. There doesn't have to be any other reason than it's just time. Let go of control, that it has to be a certain way, or the control of fear in your mind that says you can't do that to them. Person, place, thing, pet, circumstance, doesn't matter. Hey, it doesn't matter. Let go of the control issue. Because if you're trying to control the fact that other people or other things in your environment don't feel pain, you're putting yourself in a pain state, a sacrifice of the self state, and it doesn't actually feel good. And there's a denial of experience that brings joy with it. Right? Hold gratitude for all the time that you had in a specific situation or dynamic, and then release it, let it go, so that you can experience what's next. All right, little piece of truth for you from the universe has your back deck. What little piece of truth does it want to leave you with? What card above all other cards, please, Spirit, for codename Diamond Crane? And those who would resonate to that message. All right. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. I will always be guided back to the light. You got to understand that light is trust in the divine. That light is creation of joy. That light is the courage to live authentically in and of yourself, self-awareness. That light is loving the fact that you've created everything that you have in full trust of self, that you could appreciate it, that you understand and recognize truth and the clarity of experience and existence here as an individual consciousness creating your reality. And you find that gratitude, that higher understanding for why things are the way they are in hindsight, trusting that just because you can't see the beautiful outcome when you love yourself first, doesn't mean that beautiful outcome's not coming because you loved yourself first. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Okay? So I hope that helps you have that divine conversation with yourself, and to really take the make the choices and take the actions that are in alignment with that, so that you can get in a place that feels deserving and you don't feel like you're actually depriving yourself of something better. Okay? I think there might even be this refusal that life could get better or be better than what it is, and that it's at its best, and that's just not truth that came out. So I hope that helps. Moving forward. Getting into the field of blue daisies. Secret code name, field of blue daisies. So I'm just going to quickly go over. I'm pulling truth cards to keep you in divine conversation with yourself. We're going to start at the 20-minute and 33-second mark. Okay. We're putting you in divine conversation with yourself. All right. So this is what your most pressing thought is, whether you're aware of it or not, that's manifesting what's upcoming with this new moon, and the truth in the heart space that's driving the thought process. So if you don't like the thought process that's manifesting in the reality, the heart space card will kind of let you know what needs to be considered in order to change that up into something that's in your favor, right? Loving yourself more. And then I'm going to go through my oracle cards for you as guidance. All right, so Field of Blue Daisies, secret code name, Field of Blue Daisies, and those who would resonate to this code name. What is the truth in the mind that is creating the manifestation? What is the truth in the mind that is creating the manifestation? Spirit, please, for secret code name, Field of Blue Daisies. What is the thought? Okay. We got the 10 of Spades. What is the heart space? What is the belief in the heart space that's driving the thought pattern of creating that manifestation? What is it in the heart space? Okay. It came up in the reverse. All right, so you need to prioritize your heart first off. We got the 4 of Diamonds and the 10 of Spades. So these cards, the 10 of Spades in the mind is fearing like you're going to lose everything, that you royally fucked everything up, okay? If you feel in your mind, consciously or subconsciously, that you are going to lose everything and that you've royally fucked everything up, it needs to be addressed. The issue with this card coming up in the reverse, needing to prioritize your heart space, it says, I'm afraid if I try to open up again, you're going to leave, and I don't trust you yet. With that in the reverse, it's almost like you are not allowing, because of stuff in the past, the last time you trusted your heart or acted on what you thought was trusting your heart, you lost everything, okay? What you thought you were trusting your heart and lost everything. And so it's almost like this refusal to prioritize the heart because you're afraid of losing everything that you've created, or everything that you want to create or wish you could create. You know, it's almost like putting the brakes on consciously putting the brakes on, because it's almost like it's a misrepresentation of what your heart was trying to teach you. It wasn't necessarily that whatever it was not painful to lose, or seems painful to think about losing. It's understanding that if it was lost, it was never actually meant to be in alignment with you moving forward in a certain way, anyway, and the divine was doing you a huge favor by teaching you when things are not aligned and you don't trust your heart space, the sensing that's telling you this, something's not right, something's not off. I don't know why I say the words that I do, because it doesn't actually resonate when it comes out of my mouth. I'm going through the actions because I want it, but it's not actually feeling like anything more than going through the motions. It's meant to be removed for a reason. It's not actually resonating. The mind wants to create it, but the heart space is like, what exactly am I doing every single time I continue on this path? No matter what that is, whether it's friendships, partnerships, family, job, it's like saying what you would expect yourself to say or what you're trying to be for yourself or others, but not actually resonating with it. And that's why you have maybe a pattern of feeling like you've lost everything and you fucked it all up, taking blame, not because it's actually your fault consciously with the experience, but because it was in here that was off. It was that inner compass guiding you that you weren't quite reading correctly. And so now it's kind of put a stall in your patterns. Let's get into the guidance for this. Let's get into the oracle cards for this. Spirit, what do you want them to remember? Code name, Field of Blue Daisies. What do you want them to remember to help get them out of this pattern? Here we got satisfaction. All right, we got satisfaction. It says, you let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. It's like that self-sabotage, right? Because the Ten of Spades is like the Ten of Swords. It's trying to be what you want to be for others and not, how do I want to word this? It's almost like you know that your energy is healing. You know your intentions are pure and you want the best for everyone. And so you give your best freely to others, but don't actually give it to yourself. Wanting that validation from the outer experience that your beauty works and heals others, wanting their healing to be your validation. You can't allow others to define who you are, and you can't bank their success or failures on the type of person you are. That's being really hard on yourself. That's being really hard on yourself. To tell yourself that if, you know, in your mind, that if they don't heal, if they don't get better, if I don't see it, if I can't in the back of my mind give myself that validation and credit, then I must not be those things. Then my heart must not be that pure. Then my intention must not be that pure. Then my love must not be that strong. Then everything I am means nothing. Be aware of this now. Be aware of this now. Let the energy of love guide you. It doesn't matter if someone else isn't going to like your response in a single moment. You really have to tune into here first. And if it's just not resonating, if it's just, it doesn't sound right coming out of your mouth when you speak those words, then there's something you have to get in touch with, and probably something you'll have to renege on or go back on or explain or apologize for later, in order to retract it and get the truth out the way it needs to come out, because otherwise you're going to continue in that cycle of feeling like everything is lost because you don't actually see the value of the beauty in yourself when you take your own best advice. When you take your own best advice, if you would give advice to someone that you love more than anything else on this earth, why are you not taking the same advice you're giving? know. All right. Archangels, please. Who is of service to you right now, and what message do they bring? Yeah, you got to have compassion for yourself. Archangel Zadkiel. Archangel Zadkiel, and it says, don't be so hard on yourself. I wrote it right there. Don't be so hard on yourself. And others, for that matter. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on others and saying, well, they can't heal, or they won't heal, which means I mustn't neither. No, everybody can heal, especially when you have compassion for yourself and tune in and you allow others to heal on their course. Archangel Zadkiel is the righteousness of God. Okay, it's doing what's right in here, that code in here that loves yourself the most first, knowing that that ripple is what actually everyone else needs around you. Whether you believe in your mind that that's what they need or not. You might think that they're troubled and they need love, when really they just need your truth, because it ripples and gets them further in touch with their truth, and their truth is what sets them free, not your love for them, your love for yourself. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Including yourself. Have compassion for you. Don't be so hard on yourself. All right. Romance Angel Oracle cards. What card above all other cards, Spirit, please, and what message would you like to bring forward for Field of Blue Daisies? Divine will and spiritual destiny, higher soul contracts, religious factors. Your love life is being influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual path. Doesn't necessarily mean religion, okay? That's not how I interpret this specific card. It's divine will and spiritual destiny. It's your soul contract with yourself and the higher soul purpose you have for the people in your experience. You were meant to love yourself around them. You are meant to be satisfied with your own choice, despite the fact that it may or may not feel good for another to be triggered and go through whatever that is, because you just can't do it anymore. You just can't put their feelings first or their success over your own first anymore. All right. There's a higher reason, a higher contract. Is very Saturnian energy. All right. Check where your Saturn placement is, because it's probably a big deal in your chart why you're going through this, right? Saturn and Jupiter. These are your high soul contracts. You've got to understand that loving yourself first and being in your own truth, acknowledging it and speaking on it and not hesitating about that, or retracting on your truth because you feel bad later or don't want to feel bad later, fear of feeling bad later. You got to let those things go and really hold compassion for yourself and do it as in your highest good, and detach from needing that approval outside of yourself to show you what you're worth. When I lean toward love, I am led. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Simply pray for the highest good of all. And when you lead towards love, when you lean towards love within the self, you are led in the right direction to fulfill those prayers. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. These are the little truths. Right, I'm pulling these universe has your back cards as little truths that Spirit wants to leave you with. And that is the truth. When you lean towards that love of self, everything starts to make sense. The key to praying or intending, holding intention, is to forget what you think you need and know and trust that you know what you need here in your heart. And it is the highest good of all, no matter what that actually looks like. It's the healing that's important. It's the healing that wants to be had. Really lean into yourself, right? Field of Blue Daisies. I mean, if you look up daisies as a synchronicity, and just the fact that it's blue, I mean, blue is the throat chakra. This is Spirit really wanting you to get in touch with the beautiful truth that you maybe put off recognizing the beauty of, okay, the actual power in being able to create something beautiful with the truth you have, even if you can't see it yet, to trust that the process for everybody is right where it's supposed to be. All right. Moving on. Code name. All about that base. We're going to start at 3454. Okay. So all about that base. Just to touch you up on what these cards are, we are doing a divine conversation with yourself, where your headspace is, so that you understand the driving thought, whether you're aware of it or not. That's this new moon, right? Manifestation, new moons, is driving, right? What it's creating. So what is the predominating thought in the mind that is behind what you're creating? If you don't like that actual manifestation and the energy coming from it, we're pulling the heart, the truth in the heart as well. And that's the belief or the feeling driving the thought pattern that's creating the outcome. All right, so we're going to get to the actual heart space root of why it's manifesting the way it is. All right, and then I have my 4 oracle decks as guidance to help you love yourself more through, these energies. All right, so here we go, starting with the headspace. Spirit, please, for a secret code name, all about that base and those who would resonate to this code name. What is the truth in the mind? What is the thought that is predominantly creating the manifestation with this new moon energy? What is the thought that is driving the manifestation with this energy? What is the truth? Okay. So it's the King of Diamonds. You're focusing on your finances right now. You're probably focusing on career, focusing on how you can create more money or save money, focusing on income options, what you can do to improve your finances. All right, you're focusing on that. It is the predominating thought, right? So you're focusing on money. You're focusing on money. It could also be clearing debts, catching up on debts. It could be anything concerning your finances. So the overall driving thoughts right now for you is money. What is the heart space truth that is driving that focus? What is the truth in the heart space that's driving that focus? Yeah, because you are the love of your lifetimes. You are your own divine counterpart, okay? So with these kinds of cards, you're focusing on your money, you're focusing on your creative ability, because you love yourself most and you're not leaving it up to anybody else. All right, you're not actually leaving your finances up to anybody else. You're looking at depending on you and being the ultimate creator in your life. And if you want it, you got to get it, right? You've got to figure it out. You've got to make it happen. You know that no one is going to create your best life but you. That is your awareness, and that's why you're focusing on your money right now. That's why you're focusing on your creative endeavors. All right, which is great. That's great. That's excellent creation energy. You're looking to possibly have a very stable home life, stable family relationships. The 4 of clubs is like the 4 of wands. It's a joyful, stable, happy, healthy home environment, whether it's with yourself, your own living situation, or with other people. You know that you're the creator of that, and so you are focusing on your money. All right, Spirit. So what does Spirit want you to remember as you're using these energies in your favor and you're creating from that vibration? What does Spirit want you to remember? What card above all other cards, Spirit, please? Okay. So if that's your focus and that's your drive, and you're the only one that's going to create the life you want, Spirit's asking you to remember forgiveness. Okay, and it says, you're now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. See, when you are that in touch with yourself and you don't allow other people to have the control over what you know is best, Not that you don't trust other people, okay? It's not that you don't trust other people. When it resonates, you have no problem trusting someone else. But if it doesn't resonate, you're not doing it. You're not going to just trust someone else. You're going self, right? You're either going to trust yourself in trusting someone, or you're going to trust yourself in not trusting someone. And being able to forgive yourself for past hurts where maybe you trusted someone else because you wanted to trust them but kind of felt that you couldn't, that's what you need to forgive yourself for and coming to terms with, okay? My cranberry water. So that's excellent, right? That's excellent to remember, knowing that you can trust yourself and forgiving yourself for times where you felt like you needed to put that trust in other people and had a feeling that you shouldn't, all right? So what message from your archangels would like to come through, who is of service to you right now, and what message do they bring for your Love Yourself reading, this new moon in Taurus? What angel is of service to you right now? And what message would they like to bring? I don't know who they are, but you have support up there. I'm just picking up on, you know, outside of archangels, I feel like you have a guardian, like an actual guardian angel ancestor up there. Possibly two of them. Courage. All right, so we have Archangel Ariel with courage, and it's speak up clearly and loudly. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. If something sounds like a great idea, awesome. If something is not giving you those like, oh my God, that's perfect idea feelings, and you need to speak up and be like, I don't know why it doesn't make sense to me. I'm not feeling it. Maybe you need to explain to me more what the intention is or how it's going to work, because something in me is telling me that it's not the way, or that's not how to do it, or that's not what to purchase. Like whatever it is, maybe you have a big purchase on your mind, like take it how it resonates. You have to have the courage to speak up clearly, because if something's not sitting right, especially in regarding your finances, you got to be able to trust yourself. You got to be able to trust yourself in what you believe in. If you want the best and you want to create a certain ideal in your mind, then you can do that, but you have to trust yourself every step of the way on how that's done. It's like being the executive, right? The executive or the CEO of your experience. You're driving the shots, right? You're calling everything. And you just got to take it like that. It's not that you're not considering other people. It's just the end of the day, you're not going to do anything that doesn't sit right. You're not just going to blindly trust. You're going to trust real solid right here. You're not just going to blindly trust out there. All right. There we go. Romance angel card. Calling in your highest self. Yeah, your prayers and affirmations and visualizations help bring you into the creation that you want, right? The experience that you want. Calling in your soulmate. I changed and wrote all over these cards to have them be more of oneness cards, and it says calling in your highest self. All right, that's what I wrote on the top there. Calling in your highest self. So you know you are more than capable. You know you're more than capable. I mean, this is divine conversation you're having with yourself right now, and this is you telling you you are capable to call your own shots, to have the courage to just do it, right? To just speak it and forgive yourself for trusting other people ever, especially if it failed you at some point, because right now you are in focus mode, executive of my life mode, and you're calling shots because you trust yourself, because you know when you put that trust in someone else when it doesn't feel right, because you want to trust them, that doesn't serve you. Doesn't serve the creation or the visual that you have in your mind of the life you want to live, the experience you want to have. Trust yourself every step of the way. Use visualizations, like a really powerful money visualization. Before I pull a card, the last card, right, the little simple truth Spirit wants to leave you with. There's a visualization that I used to do, and I still do. I was doing it a couple days ago. Visualizing yourself sitting at the bottom of like a river basin, right? And all this way, if you follow up the river, there's this dam, a huge dam, right? And behind the dam, instead of Water, it's money. Because currency, water, money, they're all heart chakra, you know what I mean? They're all the same element. So visualize a dam with all this money, this abundance, this wealth of experience to create with behind it. And imagine yourself sitting down at the bottom of the river with this little trickle of money, just having it come in. It's always enough, but it's never what you actually want as far as surplus, right? To do what you want to do. Imagine using your mind from where you stand in that visualization to blow up the dam. Watch the dam blow up and have the money pour at you to where you're surrounded by money on all sides, and money is coming in all forms and from all directions, and you're just completely surrounded by this abundance, this surplus of money. And what it would feel like to actually have so much funds that you never needed to worry about money again. Understand how that feels. And if you're doing something that doesn't feel like that, then they're not in sync, and you're not going to get from there to here. Because like attracts like. So if you feel this amazing peace of mind, knowing that you have more money than you know what to do with, that it's saving by default, that feels fucking awesome. If you're making a decision basing your finances on something that doesn't feel awesome, it's not aligned with getting you that result. Okay? And that goes for whatever situation you're in. It doesn't necessarily have to be a financial call. It could be answering your phone today for someone that doesn't make you feel that way when you see their name pop up. They're not in alignment with that vibration, so they're not going to actually get you there in that moment. Right? Make sure it's all synced and you're following in that alignment so that you don't lose what you're manifesting. Start calling shots. You are the love of your lifetimes, right? You create what you want to create. So here we go, a little bit of truth. A little bit of truth. Spirit wants you to remember. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about how I see the world. You see the difference when your ability to visualize and sync things from a clear mind, a clear third eye. When you see things clearly, certainty and faith that you know if you're in alignment with something or not, and that you know if you stay in that alignment, you will create what it is you want. You will change the way you see the world. Life will not happen to you anymore. Things won't just get fucked up or not work out anymore. There will be a divine reason for everything. You will be completely 100% aware of it, and you will hold gratitude the entire time because you know every step you're taking is towards this manifestation, and it's beyond a doubt. Certainty and faith is knowing. It's knowing. It's trusting that knowing that what you see is being created because you understand that process. Truth. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you validation on how to get what you want, and that it's definitely not impossible. Spirit, your higher self is guiding you on how to fucking do it. Amen. All right. Code name. Moving forward, 4-leaf clovers. So we're going to start at 4814. 4814. All right. So for 4-leaf clovers, codename 4-leaf clovers, and those who resonate to it, I'm doing the reading of the divine conversation with yourself. Okay, this is between you and you. This is the thought process that is dominating in your mind, whether you are aware of it or not, that is creating the manifestation with this new moon energy. If for whatever reason you do not like the predominating thought that is going on consciously or subconsciously, that's creating something you know is not great because the card's not great, we're going to pull the truth and the heart space so that you understand the driving feeling behind why that thought process is dominating the creation, okay? And we're going to get down into it, right? We're going to get real deep into it so that you can understand yourself at a level of creation so that you can choose to love yourself more, all right? Which is where the oracle cards are coming in. I have 4 different oracle decks that I'm going to pull for you to help keep you in alignment with loving yourself more and not necessarily something you don't want to create. And if it is something you do want to create in alignment with some really positive energy, it's going to give you guidance on how to run with that, right? Full speed. So, code name, 4-leaf clovers. Code name, 4-leaf clovers. What is the truth that is driving the creation of experience in the mind? What is the truth that is driving the creation of experience in the mind? For code name, 4-leaf clovers, and those who would resonate to this message. What is the truth driving the creation process in the mind? Can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, 10 of Cups. So emotional fulfillment is the driver. You want to be able to wake up every day and just fucking love who you are and love your life, and can't wait to spend the rest of your life with you, right? Divine conversation with yourself. Can't wait to spend the rest of your life with you. Feeling like, I almost feel like it's this focus on your best partner. Like you in the mind want to create a partner that you legit love waking up next to. That equally wants to, that feels the same way waking up next to you. You know? You want to create a dynamic between you and another that's just so worth it, right? That's just so worth it. And I feel like that's the driving thought. Overflowing joy, right, is what I have right on the bottom here. Overflowing joy. That's in your mind where you either are or want to be and maintain. You want to experience joy, and that's the dominating thought in your mind. So what is the, ooh, hold on. What is the actual driver? What is the heart space? What is driving that thought process? What is driving the thought process? Okay. 8 of Swords. Your silence is driving me crazy, feeling on the edge of making bad choices. Now, if you in your mind want to create the best, and that's what your predominant thought is, I want to create the best, I want to be emotionally fulfilled, I want to have that overflowing joy, but the heart space is driving. The 8 of Swords, there's a certain part of your truth that this joy, I think you know what this overflowing joy feeling is, or who it relates to. When you go back in your memories, it's just you might not actually be talking to this person right now, and it's making you question if you need to find it elsewhere in someone else then. But it's almost like every time maybe that you've tried or thought about it, you always go back to that feeling. And so I would have to ask you, if you're on the verge of feeling what makes like, that feels like a bad choice, it's because mentally in your mind you're trapped in the fact that maybe you can't have this. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you is longing, which means there might not be an acceptance of time, right? Of what kind of time that would need to take. Worried that it might not come to pass. Worried that you might miss it with someone else if you stay hung up on it. And it's not about being hung up on it. If this is a conversation between you and you, if you want the best, then you got to really start listening to your heart space, okay? Really start listening to your heart space and call on yourself. Call on your higher self. Be like, listen, I know you know shit that I don't fucking know. You're aware up there. And I don't know how this is going to work. I just know how it feels. And it's what I want. And it's what I want. And maybe if it's with or without that person again, I know what I want and I'm not willing to go try and figure it out somewhere else. It's either going to show up and it's going to feel that way in someone new, or I know dang right well that I'm going to have to patiently wait in time through the silence that's making me crazy. Because the truth is, I know better. This is what I want, and that's what that was. And maybe not all of the working parts were right the first time. But I trust that that connection, that overflowing joy that comes out of me is there with them. And I'm going to stick to what I fucking know and trust, right? And trust. Don't make choices that aren't aligned with you, because it pulls you down away from that energy of manifesting what you actually want, what you long for and can't wait for. When you try and find it somewhere else and don't just let it show up and resonate when it's ready, what you create is disappointment and more longing. More trapped fear-based thinking, like it would never come, or it would never happen, or it's impossible, or it was taking too long and I can't see the result. It's wanting to see it to believe it, but you need to believe it to see it. I need to believe it to see it. Yeah, you've got to believe it to see it, and you've got to trust that if he is with someone else, that person that he's with, no matter how long he's with them, is only teaching him how to better appreciate you. There's a reason why he's being given a karmic experience, because it's not your pain lesson to go through. It's his. So you have to be patient. Don't throw yourself into something that's not aligned with you right now. You have things to move through on your own. And whatever it is, if you knew that what was between you and someone else was real, and it wasn't just real for you, you know whether they acknowledge it or not, it was real for them. You know. Because it felt different than anything you've ever felt before. And you just know. Then you have to trust that knowing, no matter what it looks like out there, no matter what. All right, let's pull the guidance cards to help you through this. Help you manifest your best, right? Help you manifest the highest good that you want. What does Spirit want you to remember? Yeah, detachment and commitment. How about that? Detach from seeing is believing, and commit to believing is seeing. Detachment, releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. Are you going to do the same thing you always do? React and not trust and, be upset? Or are you going to commit to the self that you are dedicating yourself to wholeheartedly your beliefs, knowing that love is the very essence of your being? What are you going to do? Are you going to detach from your old patterns that would have you upset, thinking it's gone, it's over, he'll, never coming back, it's a lost cause, and blah, 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 no matter how long it is, and try and find someone else? Or are you going to commit to the fact that you know what you feel? And stop trying to find it elsewhere, because you already found it. And you're just going to do best to yourself, with yourself in the meantime, that you're going to commit to yourself. Detach from seeing is believing, and committing to believing is seeing. Remember that. Remember that. What archangel is of service to you right now, and what message do they bring? Yeah, Archangel Sandalphon, gifts from God, incoming blessing. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. Archangel Sandalphon is an archangel very closely associated with music. And so you're probably getting synchronicities, you're probably getting messages through music to help you believe, to help you trust, to keep you in that alignment. It's okay to feel through it. But at the end of the day, you're going to trust yourself. At the end of the day, you're going to be really grateful because you know what? Maybe he really needed somebody else to come in and show him the difference. You don't know how that's going to happen. You don't know when. You don't know how long it's actually going to take. But you trust and believe that you've committed to yourself and you're going to work on yourself every day and you're going to better yourself every day and you're not going to be distracted by that energy. You're going to detach from it. You're not going to be distracted by the I need to see it to believe it energy. He's not with me, so I can't believe we ever will be. He's with somebody else. It's the worst. No, it's the best. It's an incoming blessing. It's a gift from God. It's a gift from God. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. He's going through and learning and healing whatever he needs to in relationships, and you're not at the brunt of that energy. Because going through the healing, we know it's painful. It takes time. Learning that we deserve, learning that we don't deserve to be treated a certain way, not tolerating certain behavior, being controlled, having someone take advantage of us. It takes time for that shit to sink in. And you're not at the brunt of it. He's learning those lessons with someone, and it's a blessing for you in the long run. Because in the meantime, you're just simply committing to being your best beautiful self, creating a beautiful experience for yourself, so that if and when the time comes, the blessing comes full circle. You actually get to reap the reward of committing to your beliefs because you weren't distracted in the meantime. And the gift in and of itself, complete, will unveil and unwrap, and it will be yours. Trust that cup of love will fucking come back in. And I'm trust, okay? Trust. There is a reason why people manifest certain things, and it can look all hunky-dory on the fucking surface and social media and all that shit, and you have no fucking clue what's actually going on between the two. That's the truth. If you're being tested with seeing is believing, don't believe the shit you see. Don't believe the shit you see. Be grateful it's a part of the process and the journey to just ultimately bring it back to each other. All right, romance angel card, right, from a relationship of self standpoint. Progressive steps of ascension. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, right? You're engaging with yourself. You're engaging with yourself. You're getting this thought process to elevate with your heart space. It's supposed to move up. It's supposed to ascend. You're supposed to believe and see, not see and believe, right? Because no matter you think you can or you can't, either way, you're right. We had this conversation when I did divine cards and divine timing the other day. Whether you think it's possible or it's impossible, either way, you're right. Whether you think you can or you can't, either way, you are right. The universe will prove your theory right every single time. It'll prove your belief right every single time. So is the disconnect driving you crazy? Yeah, but you know what? You want what you want, and you know what that is. And you trust that not only will you have that back, your best self that outpours joy back, but it'll be reciprocated in a love language that they feel overflowing with when they're around you now. It will be worth it. The gift from the divine is always fucking worth it. All right, trust. Little piece of truth Spirit wants to leave you with. Little piece of truth Spirit wants to leave you with. Ooh, got 2 cards. Yeah, you honor how you want to feel. In this moment, you honor how you want to feel. If you want to feel fucking good and grateful, and you want to thank whoever that person is, thank her. Be like, you know what, Spirit? Thank you for sending her to him. Because I know he's going to learn whatever he needs to learn to come back to me when the time's right. Honor how you want to feel. Your vibes speak louder than your words. Because you could say, yeah, I hope they're happy, but it feels like crap. No, you don't hope they're happy. That feels like crap. That does not resonate. Plus, hope is a bullshit word. No, you're grateful. You're grateful because you're committed wholeheartedly to your belief. No, you're grateful. Thank her for being there to help him learn whatever lesson it is that he was in need of learning, and that you didn't need to be the brunt of it. And it would have never been right had he not learned it. Okay? Your vibes are fucking loud, so you honor how you feel, because that's the driver. The heart space, that's the driver. Honor how you want to feel. Hold gratitude. Hold gratitude. It'll keep you on that path, the right one. Trust me. And you'll manifest that 10 of Cups, that 10 of Hearts. No doubt. All right. Moving on. Yes. Moving on. Sherbert Sky. Here we go. Code name Sherbert Sky. We're going to start that at 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 6 seconds. Okay. So, hi. Getting into Sherbert Sky. All right. Code name Sherbert Sky. Code names that have already been done. We did Diamond Crane, Field of Blue Daisies, all about that base, and 4-leaf clovers. Okay, so if I didn't just call your code name, then yours hasn't come up yet. We're doing Sherbert Sky right now. For those of you just tuning in, I am getting you a divine conversation with yourself. We are pulling on the truth and the mind that is the predominant creation thought for whatever it is that you're manifesting with this new moon energy, okay, what you're bringing into your reality to experience. So we're going to find out where the predominant truth in the mind is that is creating the manifestation. If for whatever reason you don't like the manifestation, the thought process, it's creation, right? We're going to pull the truth from the heart space so that we can find out what's deep behind it, right? Because the truth in the heart is the driver behind the thought in the mind. It's what we feel that drives what we think. So once we get an idea of where the thought is, you're going to understand where it's coming from. Okay, so you can adjust accordingly. And then I'm going to pull the oracle cards and guidance cards to help you through that so that it's your best creation possible, to help you love yourself more, right? Help you love yourself more. So, secret code name, Sherbert Skies. What is the truth in the mind? What is the predominant thought that is creating the manifestation of the future, right? That's creating the future with this new moon energy. What is the predominating truth in the mind that is creating the future? I'm too busy sulking over things I can't control. 5 of Hearts. Why? What is driving you to be so busy sulking, okay, over things you can't control? Because all you hear is excuses and you're over it. 7 of Coin. You know you're tired of hearing your own excuses. You're tired of excusing other people. But you're not necessarily taking control of yourself and what you can do to better your everyday. Your heart space is making excuses to be distracted with others so that you don't have to actually focus on yourself. But at the end of the day, you're always the only one to blame, right? If you're creating things that are, if you're sulking over things that are out of your control, You're also submitting to the fact that you and your life are out of control. And that's when things start happening to you, not for you, of your own creation, right? So we need to stop, right? We need to stop distracting ourselves with things you can't control. Otherwise, you're just going to have excuses to give to other people too. Well, if I just couldn't do it, because this is why, or I studied so hard, or I worked so hard, or, well, I wrote this all out and I still couldn't, do what I wanted to do, and this is why. No, the reason why is because you're sulking over things you can't control, and you need to get real with that, right? You need to get real with that. You creating excuses for other people is because you are creating excuses for yourself that causes things to be out of your control. Be aware of how you're manifesting, right? Needing to shift that perspective. If you're making excuses or providing excuses for others, then you need to stop sulking over things that you can't control, because you're distracting yourself from what you actually need to do, and the excuses, your heart's over it. What doesn't feel good, and there's a reason why. It doesn't feel good to procrastinate. It doesn't feel good to be distracted, because in the back of your mind, you're distracted from what you actually need to do. That doesn't feel good. So by sulking over things you can't control does not feel good. You're distracting from what you actually need to do, and you can't be making excuses for yourself anymore. What does Spirit want you to remember to help you with this? Yeah, Spirit needs your cooperation. All right, in your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. You've got to cooperate with the universe. You've got to be able to reflect on it and be like, you know what, everything happens for a reason. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe I have a habit of sulking over things I can't control. Maybe I have a habit of wanting to procrastinate, wanting to put things off, wanting to make excuses because it's not my fault. Well, I was dealing with this. It was hard. I was struggling. You need to stop making those excuses and cooperate. Like, everything has a reason. Sometimes the reason is for them. It has nothing to do with you, and you can't allow it to distract you. You can't allow it to distract you, the feel bads. If you want to manifest love, you've got to really take into account that every experience holds value, and there's a lesson behind it, and that's the lesson. Once you learn the lesson, it doesn't repeat anymore. So what angel is in service to you right now, and with what message? It's definitely that card. Yeah. Archangel Azrael is the archangel of transformation and courage, or comfort, rather. Transformation and comfort during those transitions, right? Some would call Archangel Azrael the angel of death, and that's the ego, right? Death of the ego that says, I need these excuses, because if I don't have these excuses, then I'm a failure on my own accord. And the truth is, yeah, you are a failure on your own accord. If you make excuses, you distract yourself. You can blame as many other things outside of you as you want, but it's always your fault at the end of the day, because you chose to feel that way. So Archangel Azrael is coming in to help transition you out of that, transform those thoughts to bring you some comfort and peace of mind. You won, even if it doesn't feel like it. Better days are coming. I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. Better days are coming. You just got to stop distracting yourself and making excuses for that. Okay? The victory's already there. The victory's already there. You just got to believe that. Be confident in yourself. Extend your lighthearted energies to others. Allow yourself to flirt. Allow yourself to flirt with the idea that you could have better experience, not necessarily better person, but better experience. Be confident in yourself. That's what I wrote on the top of the card as a love yourself card, right? Oneness deck. Be confident in yourself. Get comfortable socializing and speaking to others and being real. And don't allow the sulking over things you can't control to stop you from experiencing something beautiful. no matter what that is, right? No matter what that beauty, that experience is. Don't allow yourself to deprive yourself of it. Cooperate with the universe. Allow it to help you pick up your energy. What little bit of truth do you want to leave Sherbert Sky with? Yeah. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Calling to yourself. Calling to yourself. Help me. I'm in pain. When you are in pain, when you feel like you're being attacked by the universe, when you feel like you're in pain, when you feel like you're in fear, it'll never work out, or you're judging yourself, right? And you're not confident, you're judging yourself. Those are forms of separation you're having with yourself. Your higher power that tells you you're deserving and that you're beautiful the way you are and you're divinely perfect the way you are and you're on your journey the way you are for a reason. The lessons are your own. All the experiences drive lessons that are your own. When you are aware of it, you realize you've been calling to yourself for help for a long time. It's your call to help. That's your GPS sensor. When you're in pain or you feel that way, it doesn't feel good, that's your sensor going off saying, I need help, I don't feel good. Change the thought pattern. Change the way you feel. Stop telling me that I'm too busy sulking and making choices to excuse yourself from what it is you actually need to do for yourself. Right? Be confident. Sulking truly is a complete and utter waste of time and energy when it comes to manifesting. Complete and utter waste. It's okay to cry and let things out when things suck and whatever, but to actually sit in sulking for a long period of time is a detriment to the self, and it manifests as a detriment to the self. So if that's the predominant thought in your mind that's manifesting things, continue to drum home the fact that you will make no excuses for your healing, and there is no pain out there that is worth you sacrificing your creation for, what you want to build to create joy for yourself, right? You have to choose that. All right, so I hope that helps. Next, we have Golden Guitar. Secret code name Golden Guitar. We're going to start at the 77-minute mark, which is 1 hour and 17 minutes. All right. So, Golden Guitar, and those that resonated with this code name, we are using truth cards, my masculine and feminine custom decks, to help you get that divine conversation between you and you, where you understand the predominant thought that's in your mind that is creating the reality, and the heart space is truth between you and you that is driving the thoughts. Okay, so what you're feeling that's driving the thoughts that's creating the reality. So you see the chain of command, right? The heart space is the driver. It creates the thought process, and the thought process is where we base our choices off of and take action from, and that's what creates our reality. So, code name, Golden Guitar. And those who resonate to this message, and I'm going to pull guidance cards for you too. I have 4 oracle decks out to pull guidance for you. So, that said, here we go. What is the predominating thought? What is the predominating thought in the mind that is driving the creation? What is the predominant thought in the mind that is creating the manifestation? What is the truth? You have no idea what I'm going through to get to you right now. Okay. The 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Diamonds. You're consciously making an effort, okay? You're consciously making an effort to get in touch with your heart space. That's a given, okay? And that's the predominant the predominant thought that's creating. You know that you are making a conscious effort to better understand yourself. All right, so that's validation. The most predominant thought you're going through is that you're aware that you need to make some shifts or changes, and you're maybe not giving yourself enough credit for all that you're actually putting yourself through, right? You have no idea what I'm going through. You might be searching so hard, and maybe you just need to still your mind and let the answer come to you. All right, so what is the truth in the heart space that's driving the thoughts? What's the truth in the heart space, Spirit, for golden guitar that's driving the thoughts? I can't stop fantasizing about us in bed. Okay, so if this is your thoughts, especially regarding another person, maybe you can't stop fantasizing about that person, and so you have no idea like what you're actually putting yourself through because you want to create it and manifest it now, because you can't stop thinking about it or dreaming about it or fantasizing about it, whatever it is that you want to have or whoever you want to have. And so you're trying to dig, you're trying to find, you're trying to look and search wherever the answer is so that you can have it, right? So that you can have it now and you can stop waiting. Impatience, right? There's a lot of impatience there. Be still. Try not to control it so much. You don't have to, if you're overloading yourself with this effort of trying to understand, trying is a bullshit word, right? We either do or we don't. We understand or we don't. And so instead of ripping yourself apart and going over and over things in your mind or being too hard on yourself or whatever it is because you want something that's not necessarily in your grasp, just sit back and relax. Really tell yourself you're going to meditate for no other reason than to just be still. Just to connect with your higher self, to picture that white light coming through you, in from your crown and down, filling your whole body, and at the top of that beam of white light is your higher self. Not because you're trying to communicate with your higher self or nothing, you're just enjoying being connected in that visualization to your higher self. And allowing that silence and stillness to be had, right? Stop putting yourself through the ringer. If you want something, you got to kind of clear it from your mind and know that there's a reason why you want it, and that it's what you want, is it wants you, like it's meant for you to have or experience. And trust the timing. And trust the timing, right? You don't have to make yourself, heal in a certain way or at a certain speed to get it faster. It doesn't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. So let's see what kind of guidance Spirit would have you receive to help you through this, help you love yourself more. Codename Golden Guitar, and those who would resonate to that message. What does Spirit want you to remember right now, moving forward, this creation? Willingness. You're able to compromise if the end result is love. You're willing to compromise if the end result is love. All right, so you don't have to fucking try so hard. Fine. I'm not gonna force myself to beat myself up over my healing process. How can I heal myself more to make it happen faster? Be willing to compromise. Maybe it's not meant to happen faster, and maybe you're being hard on yourself for nothing. I know you got wants and needs and fantasies, and let them be beautiful and allow them to be as frequent as you want them to be. But be willing to compromise. Everybody goes through the process. Everybody goes through the cycles. Everybody needs time. Everybody needs time for things to sink in. I mean, it's great when things just fucking click, but it's typically not like that. People need to learn the hard way. They need to get hit with the big fuck you stick from the universe a couple times. You know what I mean? Like, you got to allow the divine to do its job and stop being hard on yourself because the job's not getting done to your mind's idea of fast. The divine's working as fast as it can all the time. All you're doing is beating yourself up, wanting it now and trying to make it faster. All right, so what archangel is serving you and what message would they like to bring? I got two. Archangel Raguel, which is an archangel of justice and fairness, and Archangel Zadkiel, which is the archangel or the righteousness of God. All right, relationship, harmony, and compassion. When we're having this divine conversation with self, it says, don't be so hard on yourself and others. Don't be so hard on yourself and others. I wrote it on the card. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Including yourself. Have compassion for the process. You're learning how to be patient. You're learning how to trust yourself, that you're good, that there's nothing you can speed up or whatever. Like you have this willingness to get there when you get there. To get there when you get there. We angels are opening up the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Anything that would cause arguments, anything that would cause disagreements, anything that would cause disruption, anything that would cause separation, all of that stuff is being worked out on the inner field. When the inner work is done, people come together. When the inner work is done, people stay together. Happy. Happy, in harmony. If that work's not done, it would only come together to fall apart, or it wouldn't actually end up truly coming together at all. So hold your visualizations, hold your fantasies, and just know that you don't and can't speed it up any faster than it is. You can't speed it up any faster than it is. Scales are balancing. Archangel Raguel, scales are balancing. Truth is coming to light, okay? On a soul deep level, and you just got to do what's right by you in a moment and not put so much expectations on yourself and others, let alone judge them for it if they're not up to speed, right? You never want to go there. Romance Oracle, Romance Angel Oracle. Yeah, you know. Soul recognition. You know that this could be the one. Whoever it is you're fantasizing about, you know they're the one. Or very well could be. You can't heal yourself any faster because they can only heal themselves so fast. Okay? You've already met the romantic partner you seek. You know it. Let the lessons be learned. Let the lessons be learned. Have a willingness to do something else in the meantime. Know that visualization is a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool. You can use it. Don't feel weird about it. Love and accept all of yourself. It's your truth. What other, speaking of truth, what other little piece of truth? There you go. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. The more joy you're creating in your own life, the more attractive you are to what it is that brings you joy in your life. If these kinds of thoughts bring you joy, then you got to stay what's in alignment with joy, what feels like that. When you're connected to that presence, you attract the support you need from the universe, okay? You don't have to feel bad and not be yourself. You be yourself because it feels good. Your best self, right? Not the self, the part of you that maybe judges yourself or the part of you that doesn't feel worthy, but, you know, getting really in touch with the part of you that feels good all around, 100%. Knowing that when you do those 100% things that feel good, the universe is working with you. That's what actually speeds the process up. Not when you're stressed about it, but when you let it go and you're just enjoying what you can do in that moment that feels 100% good. Right. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps bring you some fucking clarity with whatever it is that you're going through. You know, when you think of golden guitar, guitar is a song. But if you think of golden guitar, it reminded me of the golden rule. It was like, do unto others the way you would want done unto you. And you have to apply that to yourself. Do to yourself what you would want others to do for you. You know, so if you would want someone to support you in everything that you're doing, then you need to be able to support you in all that you're doing. And if you can't, then that's where you need to shift. Have that willingness to compromise, that maybe you have to give what you want to you first and enjoy that, right? The visualization or the fantasy of having it with someone else, that they could also look at you that way, treat you that way, you know, yada yada. All right, next. Mirror Lake, code name Mirror Lake. We're gonna start that 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 13 seconds. All right. Code name Mirror Lake. Code name Mirror Lake. So for those of you just signing in or who resonated with the code name watching the replay, I'm pulling from my custom truth deck, okay? So masculine and feminine energies within the self. So I'm going to pull what is the thought, the predominant thought that is driving the creation of what you're manifesting. And then I'm going to pull the truth in the heart space, because that's driving the thoughts. What we feel drives what we are thinking about. And so if you'd like to understand where this is coming from, why you're creating the way you're creating, is because the way you feel is driving it. All right? So here we go. Then I'm going to pull oracle cards, right? Guidance cards to help you with the manifestation energy, to help you love yourself more. Here we go. What is the truth for secret code name Mirror Lake? And those who would resonate to this message, what is the truth in the mind that is creating the manifestation? What is the truth in the mind that is creating the manifestation? Code name Mirror Lake. What is the truth? I'm defending my self-love. 7 of clubs. I'm defending my self-love. So you are the way I'm feeling it. Yeah, I do feel like you're having to draw lines in the sand and really put your foot down with certain individuals. And you know that. You know that. You're aware of that. You know that certain lines have to be drawn, because how you feel matters. So what is the truth in the heart space that's driving that thought? Where is the heart coming from? What does it feel? That's the predominant thought, that you feel the need to defend yourself and draw lines. What is in the heart space that you're protecting yourself like that mentally? Yeah, you have no idea how much you hurt me. 3 of spades. Okay. You're defending yourself because you don't want to get hurt again. You're standing your ground and drawing finite lines because there's pain there that hasn't been resolved. 3 of spades is a painful card. The way I'm being guided to talk to you about this, it's knowing that you don't necessarily need to defend yourself in a way that would be received as from others as brash. but that you can just simply choose your actions from a loving place, or to communicate what you're doing from a loving place, knowing that you are coming to your own defense without being defensive. Okay? You don't have to explain yourself. You can just simply trust the actions you're taking and the words that you're saying, knowing that they feel right to you, but they're not necessarily eliciting a trigger response or pain response in another, because you're defending yourself and protecting yourself against them. They're taking that personal. It's almost like, listen, that's not the person I am anymore. That's not the way I handle things anymore. I'm not going to speak to you this way anymore. It doesn't feel good to me to speak to you like that. Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, don't let your pain ripple when you come to your defense. Allow your love of self that deserves better than the pain, knowing that everybody with their own wounding creates a ripple of pain. That's why you were hurt by them, because they had their own pain body. Hurt people. It's not your fault. You just took it personal. They ripple pain that's just what they're doing. Like, it's not personal to you. You're not the only one. They're hurting themselves inside already. It's why it's rippled. You can't take the pain and make it personal. Just because someone projected it at you doesn't mean that you have to hold it. You can just simply learn how to trust yourself more, love yourself more. And you don't have to come off defensive and brash. You can just simply say, listen, I'm sorry, I can't be there for you like I used to, or, that's not where I'm at in this point in my life. And as much as I would like to be there for you at this time and be your rock to lean on, I'm not anybody's rock to lean on anymore, right? You're not making it personal for them. You're letting them know that shift within you has occurred, and it's not their fault per se, even if they triggered it in you, because you're not choosing to project that pain at them, even if they were the ones that projected it at you to begin with. And that's truly defending your self-love. That you wouldn't compromise the person that you are in your core, that truly never wanted to hurt them or hurt anybody. And that you're not going to return the pain projection. That you're going to accept it for what it was, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, it hurt, but I'm not putting myself in those positions anymore. When I feel like I can trust, that in my life, this experience, this conversations, reoccurring in my life, like, I have other things that are going on, and I'm just not the person I was before. Respectfully, it's nothing personal against you. That's just not where I'm at right now. And you don't have to hurt anybody in your self-defense, right? So, what does Spirit want you to remember? It's my Power of Love cards. Yeah, it's your integrity. That's exactly what I just said. It is demonstrating the truth and honesty of your soul and manifesting love with every action. See, you can ripple love while you defend your self-love. That's the truth and honor and integrity of your soul. That you're inherently good, that your core is good. It doesn't actually feel good to ever hurt anyone. And you're not going to start now, but you're not going to be pushed over and walked over and taken advantage of either. You're not going to be rude. You're not going to be brash. You're not going to say things that could be taken the wrong way. You're going to be very clear in the fact that you're genuine. And knowing that creates love, energy with your every action. That's the best ripple there is for yourself and others, right? Staying true in that. Remember, that's the integrity of yourself. We don't have to project pain at anybody, even if they were projecting it at us. That's not who we are. We don't feel good when we do that. So what archangel is in service of you right now, and what message do they want to bring forward? That's too many. I had a chunk fly out. What archangel is in service to you right now, and what message would they like to bring? Whoa. A lot flying out. Well, your angels are with you, that's for sure. You got a whole team of them up there. What archangel is leading the way and what message would they like to bring? There we go. Yeah. You're a natural counselor or a natural healer. This is Archangel Azrael, the Archangel of Death, but that's the ego death, right? The ego death that says, I'm hurt, and so I have the right to hurt you back, or you deserve to feel hurt, right? It's getting in touch with that energy. It's allowing that mentality to die and transform into something that's more comforting, that's more in alignment with your integrity. If someone needs your ear, and they're demanding your attention, it's natural for you to want to guide people and reassure people. You just don't have to sacrifice yourself to do that and be what they want you to be. You're just being honest and true to your own soul's integrity, and that's what they actually need to hear. Like, it's nothing against you personal. I'm not going to put more pain on you because you're reaching out to me because you know I'm pissed. And you know that what I say is going to hurt you and you feel the need to punish yourself. I'm not going to buy into your self-loathing and punish you when you don't deserve it. You're a hurt person who was hurting me at a time and I didn't understand it and I took it personal, but I know you don't deserve to be hurt just like I didn't deserve to be hurt by you. Someone hurt you, which is why you projected it at me. No different than you hurt me and now I have to catch myself and not project it at you or anybody else. The pain ripple stops with me. The love ripple starts here with me. And you're choosing of your own integrity to be exactly what you're called to do, right? Not sacrificing yourself, not rippling that pain energy out there. Spirit, Romance, Angel, Oracle, from a oneness perspective. What card above all other cards? Yeah, release your fear of love. It's safe for you to love. Pay attention to the red flags. Your intuition doesn't lie. Recognize your own triggers. There we go. You know. Your intuition doesn't lie. You know when someone's not ready to have the relationship that you may have wanted with them at one point or that they ideally want with you. You know when someone's not ready. You need to be able to recognize those sensors that are going off inside of you and release your fear of being kind. Let your walls come down and just let the truth flow from yourself, from a loving place. Like, you don't ever want to hurt anybody. No one really does. It feels like shit. To know that you hurt someone, to know that you left someone with an imprinted memory that causes pain. Thank you for that. Super chat. Thank you so much. You know that. And so just because someone projected pain at you, like, it's okay. You recognize when something's not ready or someone's not ready, and that's fine. And you're not afraid to just be like, that's just not where I'm at in my life right now. You know, you're not putting the pain back out there. Not putting the pain back out there. What little bit of truth does Spirit want to leave you with? From the universe, has your back deck. Yeah. Your happiness is a direct reflection of your level of faith in the universe. The more love you put out, the more compassion you put out, the more that you are true to yourself. That's what reflects the amount of happiness that you feel. That's your level of faith in the universe. You know all that good comes back. It all comes back. Because it hurts us to hurt someone else. It doesn't feel good to have that come back. You know what I mean? Your happiness is a direct reflection of your faith in yourself. Because you know, if you were to get out of a conversation with someone and you were like, listen, it has nothing to, it's not you personally. I mean, our history is what it is. I know that, but you know, I have forgiveness there. I've moved on from it. That's just not where I'm at right now. I'm not going to yell at you if that's what you wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I still want nothing but the best for you. I just don't necessarily want you in my experience right now because I know it's just not the right time. I have other things and other people and other places that I need to welcome in my experience. And you can feel good about that. When that phone call hangs up or that text message conversation ends, you can feel good about yourself. you can feel good about yourself. That is control. That is power. That is self-love. Knowing that you can end any conversation with someone, whether they hurt you before or haven't, but you can feel good about the way you ended it. It sits right between you and you. And that's important. That's important. So I hope that helps. You know, this is spirit telling you, like, this is how you can love yourself more. Remember that beautiful integrity of soul, you know, and don't stray from that. Not for pain, not for payback, not for anything or anyone. You stay true to that, right? Mirror Lake was the code name for that reading. So now, moving forward, we're going to move into code name Blue Balloons. All right, Blue Balloons, we are going to start this. The time, 104 minutes. Should be 1 hour and 44 minutes. We'll do 44 seconds. How about that? All right, so code name, secret code name, Blue Balloons, and those who resonate to this message. All right, if it resonates with you and it's not your actual code name, I hope it helps. I hope it helps. I'm using my truth cards. These are custom decks that I created to get you in divine conversation with yourself. Okay, so this is where your headspace is, the truth in your mind that is predominantly creating the manifestation you have coming up for you, and then the heart space, the driver behind it, right? What you're feeling that's driving the thoughts, and the thoughts are what create our choices and actions, right? That's what we manifest. So we're going to get in touch with the mind and the truth in there, the thoughts that are predominantly creating from, and what's going on in the heart space underneath, right? The driver behind the, you know, the feeling behind the thoughts. So secret code name Blue Balloons, and then I'm going to pull oracle cards as guidance to help you manifest in loving yourself more. All right, so here we go. What is the truth? What is the truth in the mind that's creating the manifestation? What is the predominant thought? Code name Blue Balloons. What is the truth in the mind? There we go. Okay. Okay, so you want, this is conflicted, okay? So the mind is conflicted. We have the 10 of diamonds and we have the 8 of swords. All right, the 8 of spades. I want to live with you, right? Dream come true, 10 of diamonds. I want to live with you. And on the other hand, we have, I'm choosing to move on. I'm just not fulfilled, never satisfied. It's a mental prison, okay? So as much as you want to be with someone somewhere, a part of you knows that it's unfulfilling and that you don't necessarily want to be there as much as you wanted to be there. It makes it difficult, right? There's this conflict between knowing that you want it and knowing that it's not fulfilling, and that it's been consistently not fulfilling on some level, okay? Knowing that you love someone and want to spend your life with them and not feeling fulfilled. And so mentally, if you're looking at this from a oneness standpoint, you're not actually satisfied with what you're doing in the environment as a whole, okay? As a whole. You're still putting expectations in your outer that aren't obviously being held up, right? They're not being held up. And so it's like, if you want it a certain way, you create it a certain way. If you want to feel good about yourself, you might want to watch Mirror Lake's reading, Blue Balloons. If it all comes down to you, right? It all comes down to the energy you put out, because sooner or later, if someone's not treating you right, or hasn't been treating you right, or has been lying to themselves about it and in denial, the more you stick to your own integrity, I promise you, guilt will start eating somebody, and they will start to shift and change because they're going to feel bad. They're going to feel bad, and it's because they feel bad within, right? They feel bad within, and now it's coming to the surface because your own light brought light to their darkness, right? Your light shone into their shadows and said, you know, I can only do what I can, and choosing to move on from the thoughts of having it not be enough. You know, like unrealistic expectations on others. And maybe you're setting unrealistic expectations on yourself. Or you are realistically expecting certain things of yourself and you're not following through with them. Okay? That was actually just headspace, right? Where's the heart space? What are you feeling that's driving this? What are the feelings behind the thoughts? What are the feelings behind the thoughts? Why do you want to live in an unfulfilling situation? What's the feeling behind the thoughts? What's the driver? What's the driver in the heart space? I can't tell you clearer than I have. I'm sorry. We got the King of Swords. Okay. You may have told someone the truth over and over and over and over and over again, and it's not sinking in. And it's not sinking in. Okay. So King of Swords, you know, it's Aquarian energy, it's high air energy. It's almost like knowing that you almost need to move on because you know staying in this situation is a prison. It feels like a prison. And you can't tell them any clearer than you have, which means you have honestly been more in touch with yourself and what you need to do for you than anybody else, and you haven't necessarily done it. Creating your fulfillment. I'm feeling like you really do need to shut out any other voice in your mind that expects certain things out of you. Whatever those voices are, whether they're current, really it was just 111 minutes and 44 seconds, whether they're in your mind from yesterday or this morning, an expectation that was put on you, or you felt judged in a way, and because you felt judged, you felt like there was an expectation put on you because you're not holding up to, or if it was an expectation or a judgment or something that was said to you a decade ago. You've got to understand that whatever expectations others have put on you that are lingering in your mind, you're not obligated to hold up to those expectations. You're not obligated to be better than the judgment they cast at you. Ever. A month ago, a year ago, doesn't matter. You have to want to live with you. You have to want to live with you. Which means you can't be any more clear with yourself and what you're doing, and everybody else can get pissed off or whatever because you're focusing on what you expect from yourself and not what they expect of you. If they don't like that you're not holding up on something or doing something, then maybe they have to do it. Maybe they have to do it for themselves. Maybe they have to shift something, because if they're projecting their dissatisfaction and judging you, then they are obviously very harsh critics of themselves. And they have to ask themselves why they're doing things that are criticism worthy and why they're not doing better, that they can't be criticized or judged by themselves or anybody else, why they're allowing themselves to stay stuck in their own mental prisons. You need to be able to address that within yourself so that it's not reflecting to you back in your outer experience, right? You've got to want to live with you. You've got to know that you're a good person and you're doing the best you can, and you can't do any more than what you're doing for others to your own detriment. You can't do it. Like, you really have to get really clear and apologize to yourself for allowing those expectations or judgments placed on you from others, no matter who they are or when it happened in your life, and just be like, you know what, it only matters how I view me, how I judge me, how I feel about me, and you know what, I'm doing beautiful, and I'm going to do even one better for myself by not succumbing to those expectations or judgments anymore, right? So that's the vibration that's manifesting, and so, you know, we want to steer clear of that. Ownership is the Remember card. It says, you acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them all as lessons. Yeah, maybe you could have done some things better. Maybe you knew it, which is why the experience manifested and the judgment was thrown at you, or the expectation was thrown at you from the gate. Maybe you knew. And maybe you've accomplished a hell of a lot more than you or anybody else has given you fucking credit for. And you need to be able to own not just what you can improve, but what you're fucking acing. Give yourself that credit, that you're phenomenal in certain arenas that are not being credited by yourself or others. And give yourself that pat on the back. Give yourself that credit. Just because you fall short in one arena does not dismiss or take away from the fact that you might be hella fucking awesome in 10 of them. And if you or anybody else is going to nitpick and focus in on that one thing that you're not doing the best, then you need to remind yourself of all the fucking things that you're doing excellent at, and that one little thing, oh fucking well. Oh well. I'm allowed. It's okay. It's not like it was a detriment and ruined everybody's life. If someone wants something done, they could do it themselves. Waiting on anybody else to do it for you, you're just finding reasons to get pissed off at another because you're pissed off at yourself for not fucking doing it. Right? And that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So what archangel is in service to you, and what message do they want to bring? Archangel Uriel. Clear cognizance, clear knowing. Pay attention to your thoughts and ideas that come to you, as they are your answered prayers. Archangel Uriel is God's light. Helps shine light in the darkness where you can't see, or refuse to see, or are afraid to look. Call on Archangel Uriel to help shine light in your shadows where you don't want to look, where you can't see, where you're having a hard time understanding yourself, or having a hard time seeing the beauty of yourself, right? Think about that. Think about that. It's like a Taurus South Node placement, right? Having a hard time seeing the beauty of yourself and getting instant karma for not seeing the beauty of yourself. South Node's like instant karma. So you know, it's that kind of placement. You have to see the beauty in yourself and what you're doing at all moments, and take ownership for all that you do, because when you don't, it feels like shit. Trust. All right, Romance Oracle. Romance Angel Oracle. From a oneness perspective, Spirit, please, what card above all other cards? Love yourself enough to claim it. You deserve love. Take a leap of faith on you. You're lovable. Love yourself. Take a leap of faith on fucking loving yourself and giving yourself that pat on the back. Because you deserve that credit. Doesn't matter if nobody else is giving it to you. You deserve that credit. take a leap on claiming that self-love. I deserve love, so I give it to myself. I deserve love. I'm claiming it. I give myself credit for being beautiful and doing my best. I know I'm doing my best. I know I'm doing wonderful. So what if one thing isn't working out? So what? So what? So what if I forgot to do one thing? So what if I did one thing wrong? So what if one thing got left to the side? So what? Give yourself that fucking credit. Fuck everybody else. Give yourself that credit. You fucking deserve it. You give it to yourself. Just because they're not giving it to you doesn't mean that you can't give it to yourself. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. That's a simple truth the Spirit wants to leave you with. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. When you love yourself and you give yourself credit and you don't let other people be hard on you because you refuse to be hard on yourself, miracles are natural. Believe that. Remind yourself every moment you do enough. You do more than enough, and you do amazing at it. Don't let nobody take that away from you just because they won't acknowledge it. There's your confirmation. Amen. I hope that helps. All right. Really, blue balloons, let them fly. Let that truth fly. Moving on, getting into secret code name Swan Song. All right, now we've already done Diamond Crane, Field of Blue Daisies, all about that bass, four-leaf clover, Sherbert Sky, golden mirror, or golden guitar, Mirror Lake, and blue balloons. All right, so if I haven't called the code name that you've resonated to yet, that means I haven't done it yet. Okay, it's still coming. We're getting into Swan Song. All right, we're going to start Swan Song at 1:21, so we're at the 2 hour and 1 minute mark and 33 seconds. All right, so secret code name Swan Song, and those that were drawn to that secret code name. I'm using my truth cards. I have my divine masculine and feminine truth cards. We're doing this from a point of divine conversation between you and you, okay? This is a divine conversation you're having with yourself, the truth in your mind that you may or may not be aware of, that is the creating force of what is manifesting, right? The creative force that's manifesting. Whatever this is, the creator of what's manifesting, we're gonna find out why, right? What is the feeling behind it? What is the feeling and the truth in the heart space that is driving the mind to think the way it is and causing what it is to create, okay? So here we go. Secret code name Swan Song. Spirit, please. What is the truth in the mind? What is the predominant thought that is creating the manifestation? What is the truth in the mind? What is the predominant thought that is creating the manifestation for secret code name Swan Song? What is the predominating thought? Someone has your attention. But from a oneness perspective, because it says, you're consuming all of my sexual fantasies. You might have that predominantly on your mind. You may have a lot of creative energy, a lot of sacral chakra energy that is kind of flying off, wanting to be released, right? That you might even be having fantasies or desires to be with someone or in a certain way, or to create things, right? Because the Ace of Clubs or the Ace of Wands is a very creative soul spark kind of energy. And their sexuality and sexual acts are an expression of it, including visualizations, right? Including whenever we are getting those crazy spirit sparks within, we we can want to manifest it and release it in the form of sexual energy. So wanting to feel creative, maybe wanting to even get yourself into, what's the word I'm looking for? Something to get your blood flowing, you know what I mean? Wanting something to get your blood flowing. The heart space with the Two of Cups is making your highest good choices, right? I'm making my highest good choices. So your heart knows that whatever you're doing or however you're listening to yourself, the reason why you have this crazy drive to do and create is because you're in alignment. It's because you're in alignment. You're choosing your truth. You're choosing to follow the resonation, the pings, the inner guidance, the GPS in there. Like you're in full connection with it and listening, and you're ready to create. You're ready to see things happen. You trust yourself. You trust yourself, and the more creative you are, it's like it turns you on. It's almost like you feel like you're back in high school. You know what I mean? When you realize that what you're doing and what you're saying is in alignment, and what that's creating, it's like a through the roof Kundalini kind of activation energy. On a real note. So I like where your head's at, I like where your heart's at. What is the remember card? What does Spirit want you to know? What does Spirit want you to remember? Vision. No matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving universe, a loving, just universe. So you know that you've realized when you clicked in, when you click in and understand that you cannot be swayed, that your authenticity, that your integrity of self cannot and will not, that you will not sway from it. Anybody can believe what they want to believe. Anybody can say what they want to say. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. It's not going to change where you sit with you and what you would do and what you would say and what you believe. You're not allowing yourself to be mentally or emotionally manipulated away from your authenticity. You're rejecting the challenges. I said, no, I don't need you to challenge me. No, I don't need that lesson. No, I'm very self-aware. I know what's good for me. I know what thinking helps me. I know what I say is either to my detriment or not. It's in alignment with my truth or it's not. I'm very self-aware. I'm very self-aware now. And so no matter what, like you see how the universe is responding. And the universe wants to remind you, remember that when you stay true to that energy, when you don't sway from your authenticity, your great vision is what comes to be, right? That the universe is just. And when you stay in alignment with your highest fucking good, your authenticity, you reap the rewards, your authentic rewards, right? Because the universe is just. So here we go. What archangel is in service to you, and what message would they like to bring? What archangel is in service to you right now? What message would they like to bring? For codename Swan Song. Archangel Metatron. Chakra clearing. Yeah, you're purging out all that old crap. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. He's an archangel that is kind of like the CEO up there, you know what I mean? He's the director, and he guides us here through signs, synchronicities, symbols, sacred shapes, like sacred geometry is his thing. You know, so if you're seeing triangles, there is a reason why you're seeing the Trinity, the inner masculine and feminine dynamic within the self, and the inner child. The healing of the inner child when we get our mind and our heart in sync like this. When we're in alignment and we're saying things and making choices and taking actions on a place of self-love, that we're in agreement, that we can't here go against what we feel here to be right. Triangles are a reminder of the Trinity of the self, right? Masculine, feminine, and the inner child. If you're seeing circles, it's reminding you that you're connected to your oneness, that it's all connected, that you ripple. Right? You may be seeing things that are more intricate, like the flower of life, or the Kabbalah might be showing up in your path. You might be seeing the 6-pointed star. You know that the divine masculine and feminine energy are in union. that they're balanced, right? It's reminding you through synchronicities and symbols and shapes and even colors. Even colors have meanings. They resonate with your chakras. If you're seeing a lot of red and you just realize that there's a lot of red around you today, it's because Spirit's reminding you trust. Trust. Trust your stability. Trust your choices. Trust your finances. Trust your stability. Trust what you're creating. Trust the process. You're seeing a lot of yellow. For whatever reason, the dandelions are popping out at you on your front lawn. You can't believe that you didn't realize or notice all the fucking dandelions before. Well, they're fucking yellow. Yellow is a reminder to stay authentic, to stay confident, not to be insecure or sway, but to fucking stand true in your beliefs. Stand solid. No one can tell you you're wrong, or that you could be wrong, or you should doubt yourself because they disagree. You don't know what fucking brilliant journey they're on. You know what I mean? You trust yourself. You're clearing out the old shit. Romance Angel Oracle from a oneness perspective. Spirit, please. Give yourself a chance. Trust and faith required. Work on that partnership with you. That's that Two of Hearts energy. Work on that. Making your highest good choices. Getting into that creative energy because you know it feels so damn good. You are going to go through that Kundalini awakening. Okay? Give yourself a chance. Give that relationship you have with yourself a chance. That self-trust, knowing you are the one manifesting the synchronicities. You are the one manifesting the confirmation. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Don't deny yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't sway. Don't sway. Right? Trust yourself. Give that a chance. Trust yourself and don't go back on your own truth or be convinced that your truth might be wrong because someone just simply doesn't believe what you do or think the way you do or feel the way you do. That's their journey. You just got to be real with you and true with you, and that's it. Right? A little bit of truth from Spirit. What little piece of truth does it want to leave you with? Code name Swan Song. What little piece of truth, Spirit, please, would you like to leave? Yeah, your vibes speak louder than your words. So you don't have to argue with somebody. I mean, you could have, we'll just take a really broad example, okay? I am not about to open a political discussion, but you can have Republican views or Democratic views and be talking to someone else who has the opposite. They can be rude and they can be this and they can be that and they can make you feel like you don't give a fuck about humanity and you don't give a shit about whatever and you're selfish and you're crazy or you're uneducated or you're stupid, and you can be like, listen, you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. I'm entitled to believe whatever I want to believe. At the end of the day, we both really do want these things, and that's for everybody in the country to be happy and not in need or want for anything. We just have different ways of going about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Your vibe is chill. Your vibe is accepting. Like, listen, just because you're completely blowing up at the fact that I'm wrong doesn't mean I'm wrong. Doesn't mean I'm actually wrong. It just means we agree to disagree. We gotta agree to disagree. They can hate you for not swaying, but at the end of the day, it would suck if you were going with someone else and their thoughts because you felt you were maybe stupid or ignorant. Trust yourself. Do a little more research. If that's the way you feel by the time you leave the conversation, do some more research. You'll either find things to validate you or you'll find things to validate them. You might find something that completely changes you altogether. You know what I mean? Your vibe says everything. You being confident and solid and not swaying makes the other person wonder if they're crazy after a while. So keep manifesting these conversations and everybody's looking at them like they're nuts and they're way out in left field or way out in fucking head in the clouds or whatever. You know? Let them question themselves. You don't have to question yourself. You are making your highest good choices and you know that the universe knows what it's doing. You're getting the signs, you're getting the synchronicities, you're not off kilter. You know, give yourself a chance. Trust in that and believe in that. I hope that helps. It's being graceful, right? I mean, if you think of swans as an energy and just song like a soul song, like you move through it with grace, you move through it with flow, you move through it with mercy. You know, mercy, you know, maybe someone deserves to have their ass ripped open for making a fucking statement that's so fucking rude or inconsiderate or whatever. Maybe someone deserves to have their ass reamed, but you know what? Mercy, saying maybe that person doesn't actually deserve it just because their actions project that they deserve it. Maybe they don't deserve it. Whatever I would say in reaction to them, because it doesn't have to be politics, God knows it could be relationship. I just use it as an example. But just because they're projecting at you a certain way that would have you rightfully react a certain way, that's their manifestation that they deserve to be yelled at or told they're stupid, when maybe they don't. Because whatever words we speak to someone else, we are always in divine conversation with ourselves. And this is a visualization that will help you every time. If you're talking to someone else, visualize a mirror between you and them, and the mirror is facing you. And instead of talking to them on the other side of the mirror, you are talking to yourself. You will think twice before you call someone fucking lazy. You will think twice before you call someone crazy. Because if it doesn't feel good to say it to yourself in the mirror, why would you say it to someone else? It's the golden rule. You treat others the way you want to be treated. That's the truth. I watch everything I say. I'm mindful. I don't watch. I'm mindful of everything I say because I know that that's the truth. If I'm saying something to somebody else that I wouldn't like being said to me, it's because I'm not in alignment with the integrity of myself in some which way, shape, or form, and that message could have been delivered with better words. It could have been delivered with better words. Instead of calling someone lazy, I can say, hey, how about this solution? Would this make it easier? Would this make it more appealing? Instead of just calling them fucking lazy, right? That's the truth. So I hope it helps. All right, moving on. Roots run deep. Secret code name, Roots Run Deep. We are in the 2-hour, 17-minute mark. All right. Roots Run Deep. Secret code name, Roots Run Deep. If that is your code name or you resonate to it. I'm using my masculine and feminine truth cards. This is to help you get into a divine conversation with yourself, understand where your predominant thinking is, where your thoughts are that are creating your manifestation, and what is the feeling that's driving the thoughts. Where's the truth in the heart space that is driving that thought process that's creating your manifestation? And then I'm going to pull some oracle cards as guidance to help you through it, right? So that you can love yourself and what you're creating in this experience more, okay? Here we go. What is the truth, spirit, and the mind? We're doing secret code name, the roots run deep. What is the truth in the mind that is creating the manifestation? What is the predominant thinking? What is the predominant thinking that is creating the manifestation? Where the roots run deep. What is the predominant thinking? All right. 7 of clubs. I'm defending my self-love. Okay. It's defensive. What is the truth in the heart space that is driving the defense? Need to protect the self. The 6 of spades or the 6 of swords is too much for you to handle right now. Okay, so you might be coming off defensive You might be coming off defensive and standing up for yourself in a way that I'm just being pinged to what you're posting on social media, okay? I don't know why that ping just came in. It's like posting things to prove or defend that you're okay. I don't know if it's on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, I don't know. I don't have half of those fucking apps. TikTok, I don't fucking know. But it's almost like you're posting something to defend yourself or where you're at or what you're doing. And it's defensive, protecting the self because something is too much for you to handle right now. Okay? If something is too much for you to handle in the heart space, it's almost like knowing that you're apart from someone, and that feeling of being apart from someone is so heavy, it is too much to handle, and so you're projecting this self-love because you're coming to your own defense, protecting yourself in it, because that feeling of being apart from them is too much to handle. So it's almost like you're defending the way you feel, you're defending your truth, and you're projecting it out there because the actual pain your heart's feeling having to move forward, which is the 6 of Spades, moving forward, is too much for you to handle emotionally. And so you're projecting and putting that energy out there. I would suggest going back in your feed and anything that you may have posted for someone else to see, if you had a secret intention in your mind that you kind of hoped that they would see it, hoped that they would notice it, go back and read them and realize you're having a divine conversation with yourself. What if you actually subconsciously posted that for you to better understand you? Think about that, okay? Think about that. What does Spirit want you to remember? Tolerance. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. Understand that everybody is on their own path, their own journey, their own healing through the shit. Everybody's doing it. You have to be able to tolerate the fact that their time and your time is different. And the more self-aware you become, the easier it is to view why other people are going through what they're going through. When you realize and you backtrack and you understand why you're going through what you're going through, because you're recognizing this divine conversation you're having with yourself all the time, you can appreciate why or how you're seeing somebody else go through their own process, because now you're looking at it the same way. Now you're looking at it the same way. Everything they're posting, they're in divine conversation with themselves. You can know what they're actually going through that maybe they might not be seeing, because they might be putting something out there for someone else to see, you or someone else. They're putting out something that makes them feel a certain way or makes them viewed a certain way or projects a certain thing, and it's because they're having this conversation with themselves. You're learning how the universe works. And once you realize that, you realize it's not too much for you to handle. When you realize that you're talking to yourself all the time and you're your own best friend, you're your own best teacher, you don't actually feel the need to defend yourself anymore. You just get to be and create more beautiful conversation with yourself, so that when you go back and look at it next week, you realize that you knew you were talking to yourself, and that was just your reminder. That was just your reminder of how beautiful you are, how much you're evolving, right? It's okay that others are learning different and they have a different point of view. It's fine, because you get it. And that's all that matters. So, Archangel Oracle, what archangel is in service to you right now, and what message do they have? Life review. Reflection. Life is a mirror. Archangel Jeremiah. He takes your prayers and brings them to God to be answered. When you end up in that divine conversation with yourself and you see that not just in you but in everybody else, and that everybody else is going through it, and you can read energy like that, you start going back in your memories, you know, like Facebook memories, like 2 years ago, 4 years ago. What were you telling yourself then? What were you telling yourself then? What were you praying for then? It says, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Because when you go back and review things, you'll realize just how off you were in your own energy if you were talking to yourself. It's not about who you remember you were talking to at the time, it's how you were talking to yourself. What energy you were projecting out there. What cry of pain or anger or whatever that you were in. You'll start to see yourself a lot differently. And in that recognition, things will start to change. I promise you that. All right, Romance Angel Oracle from a oneness perspective, Spirit, please. Calling in your higher self. Your prayers, affirmations, visualizations help bring you together. Between you and you. And that ultimately brings in whoever it is that you're meant for in this life. Especially if you're on the twin flame journey and life is a mirror, right? You resonated to that, having a divine counterpart, knowing, right? Knowing. You got to call on your highest self for this. This is why you're getting the pings to start to recognize how to dissect and analyze your own self and your higher learning and your higher experience here. It's not about other people. It's about understanding yourself. And when you become fully self-aware and you recognize who you are and what you're doing and what you're learning and what energy you're putting out there, that you are always in that conversation with yourself, that you're the only one that actually matters in your experience, that you're not projecting out there anymore from an unconscious awareness, but a conscious awareness of who you are. It shifts everything. The game completely changes. The game completely changes. What truth does Spirit want to leave you with? What little piece of truth? What little piece of truth? Ooh, here we go. Yeah, my happiness is a direct reflection, right? We have synchronistic words now. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Trust yourself. Reflect. Go back into your own social media and figure yourself out. You'll be like, wow. Wow. You'll be mind blown at what you were trying to tell yourself and guide yourself through then. What you were trying to become aware of within yourself then. If you put that mirror between you and whatever it is and realize you were having that conversation with yourself. And if it doesn't feel good to have that conversation with you, you shouldn't be having that conversation with someone else. There's a better way to say it. There's better words. There's better actions. There's a better way. And you're going to realize all that you were trying and hoping for somebody else to see or notice, you wanted to notice it within yourself. It wasn't ever about them. Even if it was consciously, subconsciously, it wasn't about them. It's because the pain was too much to handle and you were trying to reassure yourself, to love yourself the same way, to give to yourself the same way. And that's the truth. Your happiness is a reflection of you. So is your pain, right? That's how we learn. That's how we learn. I hope that helps. All right. So moving on. We've already done 10 of the code names, okay? We've done Diamond Crane, Field of Blue Daisies, All About That Bass, Four-Leaf Clovers, Sherbert Sky, Golden Guitar, Mirror Lake, Blue Balloons, Swan Song, and the roots run deep, okay? We're on Scales of Peace, then Lily of the Valley, and then Berry Badass, all right? Berry Badass is the last one. So Scales of Peace, we're going to start your reading. We are at the 1 hour, or 2 hour, forgive me, 2 hour, 29 minute, 19 seconds. All right, Scales of Peace, codename Scales of Peace, and those who resonate to this reading. So, I'm using my custom truth cards, masculine and feminine decks. The masculine deck is it's a divine conversation between you and you, okay? This is the truth between you and you. This is the predominant thought, whether you are aware of it or not, that is creating the manifestation of your experience, okay? Because our thoughts create things. What's driving the thoughts is the feeling in the heart space, the truth in the heart space. So we're going to find out why you're thinking the way you're thinking and what that's creating, right? What vibration you're creating from. So Spirit, please, for secret code name, Scales of Peace, what is the predominant thought that is creating the manifestation? For secret code name, Scales of Peace, and those who would resonate to it. What is the truth in the mind? What is the predominant thought? All right, let's put the chunk back. We're going to take the one that flipped up there. I'm having a hard time balancing all my obligations. Okay, so I'm getting like you feel like you have a lot you need to get done. And I think there's a lot that other people are putting on you to get done. And I think you're having a hard time weighing the priority between the two. Okay? Okay. Alyssa, I love you. All right, so what is the truth in the heart then? What is the truth in the heart then? That you're having a hard time balancing it in your mind. What is the truth in the heart that is manifesting that predominant thought of feeling out of balance and feeling like you have too many things that you're obligated to and not being able to fulfill them or any of them, and knowing that you have to? You've always been my only option, and it came out in the reverse, right? Seven of Hearts. That's why you're having a hard time balancing your obligations, because you're not necessarily your only option. You've got to be your only option to success. You've got to be your only option to stability. You've got to be the only one responsible at the end of the day. And fulfilling your obligations to other people first and putting your obligations to yourself off is giving you an excuse to fail later. In the nicest way, you need to tell people, like, listen, I have things to do. I can't have you distract me right now. I'm in the middle of this. Because if I don't do it, it's not going to get done, and I'm only going to be filled with excuses later, and I'm going to feel like crap later, and my reality is going to project to me what a piece of crap I feel like. Because I'm only going to feel like crap. The longer I stay in these situations, I have to do this for myself. I don't have to do it for you. I don't have to do it for them. I'm not doing it for those reasons. I'm doing it for me. And anything else, I can't make it an option right now. It's the mindset you gotta put yourself in. If you're feeling out of balance, it's because you're not prioritizing yourself and you're putting other people and their needs or their expectations of you first. Okay? Yeah, that's the truth. Let me pull my Power of Love cards. And I think honestly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's where I don't even feel like I need to get any more in depth with these. I think you understand your truth. I think you know that you are pulled in two different directions and that you have to choose yourself, okay? Because otherwise you're going to manifest a situation where everything topples because you can't just juggle and juggle and juggle and juggle. Eventually the ball's got to fall, right? So you got to prioritize catching a ball. Which ball are you going to catch? If one's got to fall, you got to choose one. You just choose yourself. What do you need to remember? Yeah. Move beyond the constraints of your mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. Spontaneity, just fucking do it. Just do it. Lovingly embrace something fucking new. Trying to balance so many things and be so many things for other people, you're not feeling really great about any of it. If you feel great only part of the time, then what are you doing the other part of the time? It doesn't feel good. Be spontaneous. Do something new. Remember that. You got to move beyond the constraints of your mind. You don't need to balance anything. You don't need to fit in anything but yourself. You need to be able to do what you want to do. And if what you want to do is not in alignment with someone else or something else, then you have to be able to do something else and not feel bad about it because they weren't making you a priority in their experience. No matter who they are, family, friend, partner, doesn't matter. Embrace the new. Embrace the new. All right. Balance the scales, right? Be at peace. Codename, Scales of Peace. What archangel is in service to you right now, and what message do they have to bring? Archangel Michael. Crystal clear intentions, unwavering faith in the highest good. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. If you don't want to feel obligated to bullshit anymore, if you want to be your only option, if you want to feel good 100% of the time, if you want to shoot for that goal, you're not willing to feel like crap or willing to feel like you're half someone's option. If you want to feel like a priority, then prioritize yourself and go do that. You're being divinely protected. Archangel Michael has your back. Truly, unwavering faith in what you want to create. You can't force it out of someone else. It either is or it isn't. It's supporting you or it isn't. It's allowing joy to flow and be there for you and support you, or it's not. And if it's not at 100%, then you got to really trust in something new that's better. Hold your intention for what you want really fucking clear and just go do you, boo-boo. Just go do you. No expectations. Express your self-love. Go ahead. Make that gesture to yourself. This is from a oneness perspective. Don't set expectations on yourself that are unrealistic, trying to fulfill the desire or what you think somebody else wants you to be. Don't hold expectations on yourself. Express your self-love. Go do it. Go feel joy. Go take a risk. Go do something new. Go be somewhere new. Go and know that you're being protected. You're fine. You're not going to fuck up your joy by following your joy, because where you're at, if it's only half joy, it's not joy. Come on now. Gotta stop lying to ourselves, right? Crystal clear intentions is the truth. A little bit of truth Spirit wants to leave you with. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. That's why your code name's the Scale of Peace. When you're in alignment with the love of the universe, your peace can't be disrupted. It's not half there half the time or half-assed. When you're in alignment with the love of the universe, your peace can't be disrupted. Doesn't matter what's coming. Hold no expectations. Just fucking take a leap. Know what your intention is to enjoy your fucking life and be that priority for yourself, and you're going to manifest someone who prioritizes you and thinks you're fucking amazing and you're ballsy as all hell and you're so fucking worth it. Just do that. for yourself. All right? So I hope that helps. If you resonated to that code name, Scales of Peace. You don't need to balance shit for anyone. You just need to love yourself more. Go for it. You don't need to be anything for anybody else. And maybe that'll feel great and perfect. Like, you don't need to force what feels great. You just don't need to beg or ask or hope for feel good to show up. It just is or it isn't. It's adding to it or it's not. Right? And you create that in all your moments, no matter who you're with, other people or by yourself. In a single day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're obligated to you and you. And the minute you prioritize you, all those problems and those obligations outside of yourself start to melt away. Truly. All right. So moving on, Lily of the Valley is the next secret code name. We are at 2 hour and 40 minute mark. All right. 2 hour and 40 minute mark for Lily of the Valley. I'm using my truth cards, either my masculine and feminine truth cards. This is a divine conversation you're having with yourself. All right. This is where your head is at. What is the predominant thought in your thinking, in your mind, that is creating the manifestation of your experience? And the truth in the heart space that is the driver. Why you feel where you're feeling from, that is creating the thought process that is creating your experience, okay? Because the heart and what it feels subconsciously drives the thought, and the thought is what creates the experience, okay? So here we go, Spirit, please. And I'm going to pull some oracle cards from 4 different decks to help you understand the guidance that comes along with this so that you can learn to love yourself more. All right, so code name, Lily of the Valley. Spirit, please, what is the predominant thought? What is the thinking in the mind that is creating the manifestation? What is the truth? Whether they're aware of it or not, what is the truth of the predominant thought that is driving the manifestation? What is the truth? All right. 3 of Diamonds. I see our connection the way you do. All right. What is... You're seeing... Okay, so you're seeing your connection between your thoughts and what's being created, okay? I think that if you said I should have listened to my gut, you knew that you were right? You're learning how to follow that intuitive ping, that resonation. You're also seeing that when you believe in something and you put your mind to it, that your choices also go to town, making it happen, getting it done, and it gets done, right? Determination. You're seeing how your thoughts validate the experience you're creating, so you understand. All right, you're starting to. Where is the heart space? What is the truth in the heart space that is driving that kind of awareness? Seeing your connection. Seeing your connection to the experience in your life. What is the driver? What does the heart feel that it's prompting this awareness? Yeah, I want to show you how strong we could be together. 2 of Wands. So you're looking at your experience. You're seeing how you're creating things. And you're realizing how strong you can be in your creation in that awareness. That you see that connection with yourself. You have it in your mind that you're going to show yourself just how fucking strong you are. And if that's where your mind's at and that's where your heart's at, you're about to prove yourself right in a big way that you can't miss. Honestly and truly. I want to show you how strong we could be together, your head and your heart. Like they're saying, listen, if you know when you should have listened to your gut, now that you listen to your gut, if you know that you believed in something so much that you put all of your support there and your choices and your actions were in favor of that direction, that it happened and it manifests, that you're aware that you can create that way, listening to your gut and going full force and putting your faith and your actions and your choices towards something that you believe in, and it works out, like that you're understanding that dynamic. If you never forgot that, you're going to see just how fucking strong and powerful you are and what you create. 3, 2 to the 5. I mean, that's shift energy. That's change energy. That's momentum. That's ascending into a balanced state. That's momentum. So what does Spirit want you to remember? What does Spirit want you to remember with that energy? Past. Remember. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space. Once you're aware of that, when you should have listened to your gut, but you didn't, and maybe it sucked because, you know, you got hurt or you felt betrayed or you felt taken for granted or used or whatever, like whatever it was in the past, you're learning from it, right? And equally, you're learning that when you do put your drive into it and you do make choices and you do believe in something, you're not stagnating either. Right? You're not stagnating either. You're learning how to transform from that heart space of I'm strong within myself. And so now the past is the past. You know, it's not, oh yeah, that's who I used to be. I used to be strong like that. I used to be determined like that. No, you fucking are. Well, I used to get hurt and I used to this and I used to that. Yeah, but that's when you weren't trusting your gut. And now you do. You learned it. So you're releasing the past. You're releasing the past energies that were keeping you stuck. Because now you've used those memories of your past, good and bad alike, to help propel you into this transformed heart space that is driving you through the power of love, of self, understanding that alignment. That alignment. Remember, your past is nothing but a teacher. Your past is nothing but a teacher. That's all it is. And if you can find gratitude for the lesson and understand that simple dynamic of trusting yourself and being your own creator, having that spark and believing in things, believing in yourself, going after a goal, knowing you can get it done, you will never fail. We get Archangel Chamuel with career transition. So if you want to show yourself how strong you can be, it says your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Whatever your purpose is, whatever your actual life purpose is here, is shifting. It's evolving. You want to see how fucking awesome it is to listen to your gut and to take actions full force in that direction? You might have a career opportunity come out of nowhere. You could decide to up and leave your job and start your own business. You can decide to hold true to your job and appreciate it now because it's going to fund you as you drive and put all of your extra spare time towards what you're creating. Because you believe in it. You're going to fucking do it. You're going to multitask and you're going to get it done. You might just outright get a fucking promotion in your current line of work if that's your passion. Maybe you wanted to be this, but we're always this, and now you have the opportunity to get a certain certification that completely levels you up to where you want to be, doing what you want to do. Whatever it is, when you're in alignment, trusting your gut, and following through with what you believe in, taking those action steps to where you cannot fail because failure is not an option. And you put your fucking best energy out there in what you're doing, no matter how it relates to anything, you're going to get a golden opportunity that is completely in alignment with you and what you actually want to do. And what you actually want to do. What you actually love doing. All right, Spirit. Romance Angel Oracle. From a self-loving oneness perspective. There we go. There's our card. Yeah, your authenticity is magnetic and mesmerizing. This is attraction. Your authenticity is mesmerizing and magnetic. It draws in exactly what you want. When you're authentically yourself, when you're driven, when you're determined, when you're taking those actions because failure's not an option, when you're listening to your gut and you're like, no, I just don't trust it. I don't know why, but I'm just going to trust the fact that I don't fucking like the way I'm picking up on an energy. No, I can't make that promise, even though I know they really fucking want me to. They will have to find another fucking way because I know it ain't me. It doesn't feel right. They'll find another way to figure it out. It'll work out. Or they weren't meant to go, or they weren't meant to do it, or they weren't meant to see me, or whatever. And I guess they weren't meant to. You're attracting exactly what it is that you want to experience by default. When you're in that authentic light, it is magnetic and mesmerizing. The universe wants to remind you of that. You do what makes your heart sing for yourself and others. Stay in alignment with that. Believe in that. All right, what little piece of truth does Spirit want to leave you with? We're going with that. Yeah, I choose love no matter what. I choose love no matter what. That's love. Listening to your gut, that's love. Going full force in what you believe in, shooting for it, it's not impossible, failure's not an option, that's love. That's self-love. That's loving yourself more. You choose love no matter what. You're going to listen to your gut no matter what. No matter what. No matter how much someone cries, no matter how much someone begs, no matter how fear state they try and put you in to get their way and control it and make you do something you don't resonate to actually doing, or making you feel like you need to say something you don't actually want to say. You're going to choose love no matter what. You're going to listen to your gut no matter what. You're not going to say it if you don't mean it, if you don't feel it. You're not going to do it if you don't feel it and you don't resonate to it either. And likewise, if you believe in something and that's something that you want to do and it's something you want to create, you're going to take any action that you can towards it, no matter what, and not give up, no matter what. So I hope that helps. Codename Lily of the Valley. I hope that helps. Listen to yourself no matter what. And you will attract exactly what it is that you want to attract into your life, all the blessings you can imagine, the purpose that you always felt destined to be a part of. You receive it. You receive it with that energy. So, lastly, last secret code name, Very Badass. Here we go. Secret code name, Very Badass. It's going to be at the 2 hour and 52-minute mark. All right, Very Badass. So for those of you just popping in, I'm using my custom truth cards. These are masculine and feminine energies so that you can be in a divine conversation with yourself to understand, whether you're aware of it or not, what is the predominant thought that is driving the creation of your manifestation in this experience and where it comes from, what the heart is feeling that is prompting the thought pattern that's creating the experience, all right? And then I'm going to pull some oracle cards. I have 4 oracle decks that I'm going to get into to help you better understand the guidance through it, you know, to help you love yourself more. All right? Help you love yourself more. So here we go. Spirit, please, for secret code name, Very Badass. Very Badass. You might seriously want to consider... Oh, you're welcome. You might seriously want to consider getting fruits to snack on, different things, like just because of the colors, you know, strawberries and cherries and things like that that are red. You know, a lot of fruits resonate with the heart chakra. You know, oranges, grapefruits. Grapefruits resonate between the heart chakra and the solar plexus. It's like that pinky orange color. They tend to be right in that area because the heart chakra is not just green, it's pink. Orange is the sacral chakra, right? Loving yourself and what you're creating, so you can enhance your own energy by being aware of the colors you're eating. And fruit's excellent for that. So, Very Badass. What is the truth in the mind? What is the predominant thought that is creating the manifestation of experience. What is the thought? All right, what is the thought for very badass? What is creating the manifestation of the experience? Okay, so you're wondering if happiness is possible. And if you're wondering if happiness is possible, it's because a part of you believes that it is, and a part of you believes or thinks that it might not. Okay? It's being on the fence. The Two of Clubs is being on the fence. So in your mind, you're wondering if happiness is possible. Okay? Which there's a little bit of a denial energy in it. So be aware of that. You know, if denial is in your thoughts, then something's not going to come to full fruition, because the Two of Clubs is also like a stagnant threshold energy, and you have to actually cross the threshold and move into belief, right? So, what is the truth in the heart space that is driving the thought pattern that's creating the manifestation? What does the heart feel? What is going on down there deep in the heart space that is driving the thought that you would wonder if it's possible, and assume that it hasn't been that way yet, right? All right, we got 2. Okay, so your heart, you don't deserve to talk to me, and I can't stop fantasizing about us in bed. So you obviously are at odds with you and another. Okay, you can't stop thinking about them, you can't stop fantasizing about them, you can't stop wanting them to be in your experience, but they don't fucking deserve to talk to you right now. And so you're wondering if happiness is really possible. Okay, how does this relate to you and you, if you're in a divine conversation with yourself? You can't stop in your heart sensing what's in your highest good. You can't stop the creative energy that wants to be expressed in your experience, your authenticity. You can't stop that subconscious drive to be your best. And you're not necessarily listening to yourself. Okay, you don't necessarily feel deserving of it, that you're not actually listening to your heart space that is driving you to happiness. You don't know how it's possible because you're projecting it possibly on something else. You want something and you can't have it because, quite frankly, they don't deserve you with their actions, which is fucked, right? It's fucked to be hurt by someone that you love. It's equally as fucked to hurt yourself by distracting you with things like this that make you wonder if happiness is possible, because it's taking you away from the actual happiness you can create in a given moment. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to fantasize and visualize about your best life. You deserve to have that. So don't get hung up on who doesn't deserve to talk to you. You get in touch with your heart space and have that conversation about what you fucking deserve. And then don't stop fantasizing about that. What you deserve. Not that they don't give it to you, but know what you actually fucking deserve, and know that that's possible when you listen to your own inner guidance system. When you trust yourself. When you get those resonations and those pings and you listen, right? Listen, talk to yourself. You deserve to talk to your heart space. If something doesn't feel right and they don't deserve to talk to you, chances are they don't actually deserve to talk to you, and that's fine. Doesn't mean that it's never going to be, and happiness is not possible. It just means that right now, despite the fact that you desire someone, you know dang right well you deserve better than what they're capable of giving, and so you're going to just simply give more to yourself and create happiness where you are, knowing that if it's meant to be later, it'll come back around and it'll be more of what you deserve, because it'll probably come with an apology. It'll probably come with some kind of recognition or some kind of noticeable shift that you know you're not dealing with the same person, because you spent so much time working on yourself and bettering yourself and not giving a shit that this person doesn't fucking deserve you right now, that you were just focusing on what it is you do deserve and gave it to yourself. Time will fucking fly. Time will fly, and before you know it, you'll realize you got from point A to point B, and it was like, how did I do that? How did I get to point B when I was so fucking stuck on the fact that I was at point A for so long? Point B just showed up one day. Because I made myself the priority. I made my happiness a priority. I didn't put it in someone else's hands. What if they're not around and they're not the way you expect them to be or want them to be, then you can't be happy and you wonder if happiness is ever fucking possible because they're not around? Hello? You're putting your happiness on someone else? Well, that sucks, because if they're not around and they don't actually deserve to talk to you, well, you're just not going to be happy then? You realize, you start to understand just how maybe backwards that is. Someone else is not in control of your happiness. You are. Happiness is possible because you're possible. You can create whatever the fuck you want, happiness included. You don't have to create happiness with another person or another partner. You can go create happiness with a group of soul fam. You can create happiness in your own space. You can create happiness in your car. Putting up little things that make you smile when you get in your car and it feels like you. Just make yourself feel better. Don't let someone being in or out of your life take that away. All right? Truth. So here we go. Remember card. By the way, sexual fantasies and visualizations are really powerful energies, just saying. You know that you're meant to be with someone and there's just not the right time or they're just not ready or deserving. Don't get hard on yourself or judge yourself for fantasizing about them, and what could be if happiness did exist there, because that's powerful energy. You don't got to hate yourself because someone is going through a healing process you don't understand. Yeah, transformation and respect. Remember, transformation and respect. You use the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness. Of course, happiness is fucking possible. When you love yourself, all things are possible. When you trust yourself, all things are possible. When you respect yourself and the fact that other people are on their own path, all things are possible. Respect yourself. If you don't deserve something, then don't fucking take it. If someone doesn't deserve to talk to you right now, then don't fucking talk to them until they dang right deserved it. Respect yourself, right? If you're not going to take it from them, don't take it from anybody, and don't take it from yourself either. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't criticize yourself. Well, if I was only more this, if I was only more that, or I'm too this, or I'm too that, and that's why, and da-da-da-da-da, like self-loving speech. Self-loving speech. Someone else's idea that you're worth shitty behavior. Don't take that shit personal. That's because they feel like a piece of shit and don't actually feel like they deserve you. And they have to come to terms with that in themselves, that you would think they're worthy of your love, and they wouldn't. That they would push you away in such a way that you don't feel deserving, or they don't deserve to talk to you. They have to come to terms with themselves with that. Just because they treated you like you weren't fucking worth their best, and they're giving their quote unquote best to somebody else, listen. Their projection of what you are and your worth has nothing to fucking do with your actual value and worth. Ever. Ever. Trust me when I tell you. They could be hyping up somebody that they're the best and they're giving their best to this person, and the fact of the matter is they're being pulled around by the fucking nose like a dog, being treated like shit, trying to prove to that person their worth. They're worthy of the love you were giving them from them. Because they're worth that love. They're worth that love, but they're not actually taking the love that you were giving them because they deserve it. They pushed it away. And now they're trying to pull it out of someone else who is reaffirming they don't fucking deserve it. Think about that. That's between them and them. You know you. You use the power of love and self-respect and recognition to understand that things are transforming, and you can shift into that awareness. You can respect that everybody is on their own fucking path and not take that shit personal anymore. Anymore. Point blank, period. No one's opinion of you or their treatment of you is a reflection of what you actually deserve or don't deserve. And if that person in hindsight, you're like, I can't believe I was falling for that piece of shit who treated me like shit. It's not that they're a piece of shit. They're a hurt motherfucker who's projecting their hurt on you. It's not that they don't deserve it. It's not that they don't deserve the love you knew in your heart they deserved, that you gave it to them. You're not stupid for recognizing in them what they couldn't recognize in themselves, that they sabotaged themselves and pushed it away. Think about that. Respect who the fuck you are and the love you had to give, and let that transform your life. It's not that you didn't deserve better treatment. You did. They weren't capable of giving it because they didn't feel deserving of the love you were giving them. Straight up. Remember that. I hope that fucking helps. What archangel is in service to you? And with what message? It's too many. What archangel is in service to you right now, and with what message would they like to bring? On codename Very Badass. Yeah, angel therapy. Archangel Raphael. He's the divine healer within the self. Give your cares and worries to us, angel, and allow us to take your burdens. Give it up and let it go. Their problems aren't your problems. Give it to the angels. Don't let it weigh heavy on you. Don't let it weigh heavy on you. Call in your angels. Angels, I call you in. Archangel Raphael, I call you into my being to bring healing to my heart. To bring healing to my heart because I took on the pain of someone that I wanted to love, that I wanted to save, that I wanted to fix, that I wanted them to see their best potential. And the whole time I wasn't seeing my own, that I deserved better. That I didn't have to have them prove my worth because of all that I gave to them. Help my heart heal. Archangel Raphael, I call you in. Thank you. I heal my heart now. Their burdens are not my burdens. And my worth is beautiful. And my value is beautiful, and the love I have to give is beautiful. And it's not my fault. They just didn't feel deserving of it enough to treat me right and keep it. That's on them. That's on them. It's not on me anymore. I'm not going to feel bad about taking it away. I'm not going to feel bad about taking it away. I'm not going to feel stupid for giving it either because I just saw something they didn't. That's all. So, Romance Angel Oracle from a oneness perspective. Spirit, please. Rendezvous, honeymoon, sweet escape. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Go escape with yourself. From a oneness perspective, rendezvous, sweet escape. Go do something fun. Go get out. Go get out. So what, COVID? See if a friend's around. See if a couple friends want to get together. Be like, listen, I know COVID is what it is, but you know what? Fuck it. If you don't have COVID, I don't have COVID. Let's come over and hang out. Let's just fucking chill. I know everybody's got a fucking bottle of wine or a bottle of beer or a bottle of vodka or something in their fucking quarantine state right now. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Invite some family over. If you're really close to siblings or cousins or something, connect with someone. Escape, get out of your mind a little bit. Go FaceTime a friend you haven't really got the time to really connect with in a long time and just feel real good about it. Get yourself out of your head. Get yourself out of your head. Go have fun. Live, right? Live. Don't get hung up in this. What little piece of truth does the universe want to leave you with? My universe has your back deck. What little piece of truth does Spirit want to leave you with? There it is. Whoop, there it is. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Yeah. When I'm connected to the joyful presence, to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. The universe loves a stubborn heart who is unwilling to fucking die. The universe loves a stubborn heart who is unwilling to go down in the flame someone else was fucking throwing. It supports a reborn phoenix energy from those fires. That you can have and take someone else's projection of you and heal through it, transmute through it, transform from it and come back stronger than you ever were, knowing what you deserve, and that's not diminished, and that you're not going to not give that beauty of yourself to someone else just because they didn't deserve it, just because it hurt you. Because at the end of the day, you know if somebody else did the same thing to you, you're going to see that red flag a mile away and you're going to be like, deuces. That's on you if you don't feel deserving of the love I'm giving you. The attention, time, consideration I'm giving you. That is so on you. I'm out. I don't need to repeat that process. Thank you. Sorry, not sorry. Goodbye. Love and support to you always. I got somewhere else I need to be. Trust yourself. Don't not be your beautiful, loving self for someone else because someone didn't recognize it prior. Give your best always. And if you don't feel appreciated for it, all right, bye. Sorry, I'm busy right now. I'll talk to you next week. I'm sitting at home quarantined with me, myself, and fucking I, and I'm binge watching my favorite series, and I'm drinking a bottle of wine. Yup. I'm in my favorite comfy fucking PJs, and I don't feel like talking to you right now. I am so on me time. Catch you when quarantine's over. Maybe we can meet up and have an adult conversation. I'm busy. You know? You stay in that joyful presence. What makes you feel happy, forget the rest. Forget the rest. If somebody comes into your life that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel wanted, that makes you feel appreciated, that makes you feel considered, someone took the time to reach out to you and message you, hey, how are you feeling? How are you holding up? They're not just in your fucking PMs or your DMs trying to sext you and get pictures out of you and shit. You know when people have a fucking agenda. You know. Fuck all that. You don't have time for any of that shit. You don't deserve that. If so-and-so don't deserve to fucking talk to you because he didn't know your worth, then whoever the fuck Joe Schmo is trying to hit you up in your PM, trying to juice you for pictures and whatever, having some sexy conversation to get his own nuts off, like, you don't deserve that shit either. Don't waste your fucking time. You know people's intentions. You could feel them, sense them. You're an empathic individual. You're very aware. So you stay with what feels good to you. Don't give anybody else the opportunity to take that shit away. Right? No regrets. We only get to live this lifetime once. No regrets. No regrets. So I hope that helps. I hope all of the secret code names help. I do know that YouTube is manpower down, and so they're doing all electronic reviews, and it takes a long time. I will not be able to actually see this live on my side of things until it's done being reviewed and processing. So if for whatever reason it's not coming up right away, because I don't know how it is on your end. I don't know if you guys can see it, even though I can't, because I'm the channel's creator. I have all of the videos at my access. I don't know if by the time I'm done this, you'll be able to replay it right away. I will make sure all the timestamps are in. I will make sure that they're in the comments and in the description as soon as I am able to. And I hope that you guys, enjoyed this and took something from it, no matter what code name you resonated to, or if you just sat around and hung out with me and resonated to a little bit of all of them and just kind of took that truth in for yourself and that empowerment for yourself. All of my information will be in the description if it's not already. You can find me on Facebook. I post every day there, and I do all the cosmic currencies in the community tab on my channel. So you get an idea of what the collective is going through, cosmically speaking, on a daily basis. I do it every day. All right, so I hope that helps. Guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of this moon event in Taurus with me. And I'll see you next time. Remember, always love each other, and most importantly, love yourself. Bye, everybody.